Right. There we go. The channel is live. Hello, everyone. And welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh,
Dungeons and
tunnels and
Dragons.
terrors.
I am
Maybe
Christiana
tunnels
Ellis.
and dragons?
Places and perils?
Well, I think Jenny said,
Tunnels and terrors.
yeah.
Tunnels and Trolls.
There's some of those, I bet, are real games. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I'm the Dungeon Master. And our players tonight, Paul Fisher as Zinhorn Windborn,
Good evening.
Jenny Meltzer as Zaleen,
Hello.
Mark Kilfoyle as Vertigo,
I can admire the chaos, but it's hard to map.
and Starla Hutchton as Carolina Swift.
Hello, friends.
Right, so when last we left our heroes, the Pocket Protectors were traveling by train to the city of Emersham, whereupon they will journey to the Temple of Marushka and do something about the way that one of their old adversaries has a thing they need. They'll figure that out when they get there, perhaps. But before they could arrive, they discovered some strange phenomena going on the train. They discovered that they seemed to be in a repeating loop of landscape, only to discover that somehow the train and the landscape itself might be some sort of an elaborate construction of some kind. And then delving into a tunnel beneath the apparent train car, they have discovered dark, cold, black stone tunnels that apparently are changing around when they're not looking. So things are going great. Yeah, so as mentioned, you also have two apparently innocent train passengers with you, or excuse me, not two but three. And one of the other train passengers was not so innocent, but these remaining three seem okay. And you're trying to figure out how to get out, but right now you have just realized that the tunnels are changing. So, what would you like to do?
I mean, it's not even the weirdest thing to happen to us this week, so
True. I
Yeah.
would recommend that we stay relatively close to each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are going to change if we happen to be outside of view.
That would be bad.
yeah,
should
getting
get the
lost
rope out?
would not be good.
I should be able to still locate you. I think I remembered that spell today.
Do we need to get the rope out and tie ourselves together like we did the last time when we went into the the building that was in another dimension?
Honestly, that might not hurt, especially for our three guests here.
Yeah.
If anything were to fall away, or if this place changes in more than just the lateral dimensions, it could be very bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but then you also have the thing that if one person falls, everybody falls.
Well, not
All
necessarily.
right. So
Not
instead of
necessarily.
tying ourselves together, how about we just make enough knots in the rope that everybody can hold on to a knot and
Yeah.
don't let go unless
you
we're
could
fighting or something.
Make like a little loop you can stick your hand through, and then you can drop it if there's a combat or something, so you're not constrained by it.
How about the three people who don't do combat do that? And the
I
rest of
think
us
we're
we can
making
just
this
hold the knot.
complicated.
All right. Well,
Just hold the knot.
I would also
Just hold the rope, man.
I would also like to point out that there's kind of a tradition of labyrinths having minotaurs in them, and I don't
Not
know.
all
It doesn't
labyrinths.
seem like uh, we might run into one of those, given who set this whole thing up, but.
I think the
We don't know who
Dragonborn
set
lady
this whole
says,
thing up.
also not all minotaurs. I've met a minotaur once, and he was lovely. Hated labyrinth.
Oh, thank you. That is good to know.
I think we should not make any assumptions, mostly because I don't think we can.
I bring things up.
Mm.
That's all.
I mean, it's important to consider all the angles, but we're not gonna know unless we go, right?
Right. So
You're muted, Mark.
you're muted, Mark.
Perfect. There we go.
Yay!
I'm just saying there's more angles than might be making sense anyway, so it's very
Alright.
possible not to trust them.
The
Hmm.
angles.
There's so many tests that occur. Like, if we reversed our steps, would we return back to where we were or somewhere else entirely? But seeing as how where we were wasn't where we want to be, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to bother.
I agree.
Now you're muted, Starla.
I'm not muted.
I was
Starla.
just,
Oh.
I was like, yeah, sometimes the only way out is through.
All right.
Again. Well, the three of you have any experience with extra-dimensional or otherwise metaphysical problems like this?
The elf lady says, I work for an apothecary.
Well, that's useful.
Well, I mean, I like to think so, but I don't know of any herbal remedies that help with labyrinths.
No, but if we do encounter some sort of plant, perhaps you can identify it.
Well, I'll try. And the guy says, I'm a musician, sort of.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you play? Or do you sing?
Well, kind of do a little both. I like kind of think of myself as like singer songwriter. I haven't like like really like hit the big time or anything. I
You
was
just gotta
kinda,
keep working at it.
Well, yeah, I kind of been working at it a little. Been trying to real hard in Pashan and kind of ran out of money and was
I'll do it.
wondering, do you know if Emerson did they have like a scene? Like, cause I was living with my brother out there, and he just like, he said, like you got to go to the big city, Pashan, right? And then like that seemed like a great idea, but like it's like there's a lot of
Yeah.
musicians in Pashan too.
I feel like the trick is really finding your niche. I, in particular, had a knack for calming down the crowd when it looked like there was like a fight or something going to start in the bar. So that was kind of my angle.
Okay, maybe we could talk
We
about
can
it.
talk about
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
we'll
maybe
workshop
like,
some
yeah.
stuff.
So and then the Dragonborn says, "Well, I'm a specialty journalist."
What does a
Ooh.
specialty journalist do?
Oh, do you know the Scale Mail, which is it's a Dragonborn newspaper in Pashan. My guess is you would know it.
Oh yes, it's my
Oh, well.
favorite read.
Yes, I do like reviews, like hotels and restaurant reviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, all right. My character is interested in food. Would I possibly know her name?
Oh, maybe. I mean,
Okay.
her name. I'm Gansha, and I think you can. I'll let you decide if you read her stuff or not.
Really?
Oh yes.
I always tried to try out the restaurants that you review. Well, when you give them a good review.
What a fun coincidence. I suppose. I guess it's good that you've heard of me and are perhaps less likely to suspect that I'm a monster of some kind.
We think y'all are fine. Y'all are probably okay.
Okay,
Well,
good.
I
Well,
mean,
I thought that I assumed the halfling was probably fine until she was very much not fine. So in any
Yeah,
case,
he's got a spell that kind of like pings on these things. So
okay. Well, so I guess my point is that right now, this particular train ride, 1 star, not enjoying. Um, I would like to go home now. Can we work on that?
Certainly.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh,
And I will
absolutely.
prod Zinhorn to move forward. Let's go.
It's been a while since Zinhorn's met a Dragonborn lady. I'm just saying. Lynn of everyone should understand this. All right. I'm going to step out here.
Well, I've been one. Like you've seen me be one.
Yeah, but you're the boss. All right.
Of
Can I
course.
see anything?
I mean, so
Oh, no, I
yeah.
wouldn't be able to. I've got.
Well, you guys have, I think, light spells and stuff, but
Oh,
so
that's
yeah, you
right.
can look down to the end of the hallway and look. You see another 90-degree turn.
All right. Aileen, keep up.
Yes, and reminder that the only light here is what you can see. Like the light spells you have are the only source of light down here at all.
What's this other branch that goes down? We check that out at all?
Well, why don't, yeah, I think we need to. I just wanted to see what was around this corner this way. So
Okay.
I'm going to move down this way.
All right.
Zaleen, a little closer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll reassure you that my plan is to not actually separate you unless you all are like deliberately separating. Just because someone hasn't moved their token, I won't do that. But
All right.
yeah,
Quick, we have
but
at least 4 directions to go.
I
Split up.
like the in-character thinking that you ought to probably stay together. That seems like a good idea to me.
Mhm.
All right, so look, another long, dark, cold corridor.
Has there been anything?
Zinhorn,
Yes.
do you have dark vision?
I do not, but I have a light spell. And I have Dagger of
Okay.
Blind Sight.
I have superior dark vision, which would I think maybe help us see things a little further out rather than sensing. Like you might not be able to sense them as well, so I can see extra far in the dark because my people apparently come from there.
Okay, you want to take point?
Mhm.
I'll watch your
Yeah.
back.
All right.
Or you want me to? You think I'd be better taking up the rear?
I think it might be better if you hang back with because I was kind of hanging back to protect everybody in the rear.
All right. I got rear guard.
All right.
Have there been any distinguishing features or differences in the walls? Are they smooth stone or cobblestone or what?
They are not like slick in their texture, but very smooth in a way that you would associate with only like machined stone. Like you would have to like carve stone to be this even. It wouldn't ever look like this in nature generally. But at the same time you don't see any seams. So like it seems unlikely that someone would go to the trouble to carve out all of this out of like solid stone, but at the same time you don't like it could have been made magically, of course, but it's that you are not seeing any other sort of markings. You did have previously see some rooms that were a little different, but so far you've not seen any difference at all in just the regular passageways. But as you move into this next passageway, you see that your vision becomes obscured in that room, Zaleen, because you see that there are webs, much like spider webs, kind of covering the room.
Oh wow, that
And,
looks like what they say the Underdark is.
Yeah, and after a little bit, they obscure your vision beyond them. So
Okay. I will. Let me see what I have here. Does anybody have like a firebolt cantrip?
Yes.
Do you want to lean over here and sort of firebolt into there to burn away the web?
I mean, I can.
Sacred flame might also work. Yes?
Word of Radiance.
Yeah, I have Sacred Flame, but sometimes I'm not sure if that will work because it's flame-like
Hmm.
and not actual flame. Like like if I tried to start a fire with it, I don't think that would work.
Yeah,
I
I
can
guess that
try.
makes sense.
I'm gonna shoot Sacred Flame into the room and see what happens.
Okay. It's a good question. I think that Sacred Flame actually requires a like. I think it sort of blasts a little like chunk out of the webs, but it does not burn beyond that.
Yeah,
Like it's destructive, but it is not burning.
right. Yeah, see, doesn't work. So what do you have concerns? Vertigo?
Well, the only thought that I have is if this is potentially the realm of someone who is not dangerous, they might not look well on us destroying their webs.
Well,
Then
I
again,
think,
everything down here is probably dangerous.
yeah, I think the fact that we were trapped on a tr- fake train is sort of like an attack. So in order to get out, we might have to burn some stuff down. And I don't want to burn the room. I just want to burn those webs out of the way because they're hard to see through.
Fair point.
And with an uncharacteristic sort of half-assed wave of his hand, he lets loose a firebolt.
Okay. The firebolt immediately, strikes the webs, and the webs do begin to burn. The fire spreads pretty quickly throughout it. And I don't have another version of the image that doesn't have the webs on it, but the webs are entirely burned away. And you see that there are left behind in there some now smoldering old rotten wooden crates and barrels, and also a couple of weird little organic looking things that look a little bit like if you half burned a popped balloon.
Is
Wow.
anybody else slightly worried about whatever it was that made all those webs?
More than slightly.
I mean, maybe
Okay.
they were in those popped balloons, or maybe the popped balloons are their spawn. I don't know.
Maybe their eggs went.
Oh.
There's an interesting
That's
question
disgusting.
here. If we do not see the creature here, that means that either it does not any longer exist or it's somewhere else here. And the
Right.
curious question is, can it navigate the maze? This might be a creature we could befriend.
Or maybe this is maybe this tunnel is like a metaphorical web. This whole network of tunnels. And we
Hmm.
are already caught.
Would anyone like to try making a nature check? I think if you have proficiency in nature. Does anyone have proficiency in nature? I'm not sure this is the right party for that.
Do not.
I have half
You.
proficiency just because I'm.
I'll let you make the roll if you want.
Okay.
I'm just really smart, but it doesn't help in all situations.
Yeah.
Not great.
Okay.
12.
Well, with a 12, yeah. So what I'll say is those webs to you looked more like when there are cobwebs in a really old house than an active spider web. What does that mean here? Hard to say, but that's what it looked to you like more than more than when you see a spider web, even a chaotic one in the wild. It looked more like the cobwebs you see in an old house.
I'm rather
Um,
curious about what the boxes contain, though. It may give a clue to this place or previous inhabitants or their reason or creature behind it.
I don't know. Why don't we move up and take a look?
Before we do, I am going to cast Pass Without a Trace on everybody.
Okay.
All right.
So everyone finds their their voices and footsteps muffled, and
I'm going to move back with Zinhorn because this creeps me out.
all right.
It's like
So, and everyone can make a stealth check with a +10 if you would like.
Seems unlikely. So 18 total.
Yeah.
And I'll roll for
21.
the
18.
non-combatants.
oh,
Yeah. There you go.
that would be a 33 for me.
Nice, nice.
That would be a 43 for you.
Yeah, it's because that doesn't even include the +10.
Oh, damn, yeah. I don't think
So
I have
she's gone.
ever
Yeah, where'd she
Lynn
go?
has disappeared.
ever rolled that high. You guys don't
Did
know.
you
Lynn.
roll a natural 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have a
nice.
+13 to stealth, which is
Yeah,
bananas.
Wow.
that's great.
Yeah. So as you kind of creep softly into the room, a couple of the the non-combatants with you aren't super stealthy, but it also doesn't seem to have alerted anybody or anything. You don't hear any sounds or see any movement in here. There's a few places where some of these barrels and crates are kind of smoldering from where they were surrounded by the burning webs, but they didn't. The webs burned so fast that it didn't really set them actively on ablaze, and the wood looks really old and kind of rotten in any case.
And they're just
So-
scattered about the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're kind of more in the corners.
I think Vertigo will look a little closer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Check for traps.
Yeah.
Be my guess.
That feels
That's
very
sleight of hand,
redundant
right?
to me because
Well-
I'm pretty sure this entire place is
Yeah.
a trap.
Sleight of hand would be like to disarm a trap. Just to look for one would be probably either perception or investigation, as you like.
Okay.
Did anyone hear someone just now? It sounded like Lynn, but I don't know where it came from.
Who's Lynn?
23.
You do not see any traps, and in fact, what this looks like to you is someone like an expedition, perhaps of like 5 or 6 people bringing in supplies to do something for an extended period, brought in all their stuff, set up a base camp, and then didn't come back, and that was a long time ago. That's what this stuff looks like. So you see the
Anything-
remains of what looks like long rotted rations. You see a couple of things that look like, old, like moldering clothes and bedrolls and stuff like that.
I think Vertigo's using Mage Hand rather than actually touching anything. 'Cause it's all quite
Uh-huh.
disgusting.
So, this is potentially really good news.
Or really bad news.
That too. But the good part about it is it means that someone likely knew this place existed and intended to come here. The badder part is they probably didn't leave. Or they're left in a hurry. That also is possible.
The
But-
guy Maxwell says maybe they came and they found so much like treasure that they left all this stuff here so that they could carry that out.
That could totally be
Sure.
what happened. Or whatever ate them. I mean, if something did in fact eat them, maybe that is gone too, like dead, because it looks like it's been here for a while.
Also, no bones to speak of.
Yeah, but I mean, they could have been. How big are the popped balloons?
Like football sized.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe they could be like little small gnomes or something.
No, you don't think so.
Like little carcass cocoons.
Like
Is there anything
Um,
inside the pop balloons?
no, they seem like what the fire has ruined whatever might have been in there. Like hard to like it doesn't take a leap to imagine something like a giant spider egg. But if that was in fact what it is, you cannot tell from the remains if it would have been a still viable living one or if it would have been like a long mummified one or what, because it's burned up and popped.
Are there any markings on the crate to identify whose they might have been?
You don't see anything of that type. Or nothing consistent anyway. You see just like
They stand up.
labeling. Like not like branding or like an expedition name, but just like, torches and
It says crate and barrel.
yeah.
If found, please reclaim.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Bed Bath and really beyond.
Bed Bath and Beyonder.
All right.
So I have a thought. After noticing how unstealthy our companions are, would you all feel safer if you had a place to kind of hide while we get through this, and you would be protected?
I mean, but what they never even came back. What if we get separated, would we even be able to find each other again?
And
We
didn't
wouldn't
kind
get
of have this
separated.
conversation already?
Did we? Because I can't remember.
I think you
Yeah,
kind
because
of
you had summoned the Guardian of Faith,
right.
and then
Yeah, they kind of
decided
felt
to
Well,
like
no,
they-
no, 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 no.
No, I think the
My
tower.
thought is putting them in the tower, which we did not talk about
Oh.
yet.
that's a good idea. I
Yeah,
support
That
this.
because
is a good idea.
then there's light, and I mean, there's an
Definitely
apple
more
up in
comfortable.
the.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
Buster needs somebody to play with.
There's also books.
Yeah. Well,
uh,
I mean, Buster did rip a lot of those,
Well, we managed to put some of them on higher shelves.
but we
Yeah.
could bring Buster out.
maybe they could just hang out in the kitchen.
Some of the corridors down here are not
A little narrow.
conducive for Buster to go through, so
yeah, he would have had
Yeah.
trouble with those skinnier ones. Like he could have maybe squeezed through at half speed, but barely.
yeah. And he
Maybe
doesn't
if you
like
shrink
going
him
in tight
down,
places
he'll
like
be
that.
easier to.
Manage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's already shrunk down. They can go play with him.
So he's like guinea pig size right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's when he hangs out in the tower. He's guinea pig size. Otherwise, he would trash the inside.
Yes.
And that's
Um,
why we established that it's like he ruined all the books on the bottom shelf, but he couldn't reach
Yes.
higher than that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I will take out the tower,
Okay.
and I will just be like, "Come with me," and I will take them inside, and just give them a brief, like, "Okay, if you go through that door up there, you'll come out here, and you'll be really, really small. So don't do that.
And
If you go through this door and you come out up there, you'll be really, really big. So don't do that either. So just kind of stay away from these two doors, because we've seen people get lost. Like,
And
this big.
this is Buster. Don't let him go through either door.
Yes.
Buster, these are friends.
I
Actually-
think the elf lady looks at it and just like she's standing across the room and goes, "Oh, how cute!" And then as she gets a little closer, she's like, "Oh, he's lovely."
He
He's
is.
very sweet.
He's my emotional support animal.
While me and Vertigo are out here, like they're coming back, right?
Can't
I
see
mean,
out
I wouldn't-
here. It's dark.
I wouldn't blame them necessarily if they wanted to just relax for a while.
Yeah.
No.
I think that yeah. So certainly, I think all three non-combatants agree that it makes a lot of sense for them to wait in this nice, comfortable, non-scary place while the fighters actually handle the danger.
Yeah.
So I
Yep,
think
and I'll
that-
give them some like food rations,
Mhm.
because like we don't know
Did
how
we
long
not
we're
stock
gonna
up the
be in here.
kitchen?
Yes.
Who
we do.
knows?
Yeah, I think you stocked it up before you
We
would
got
have left.
Mr. Noodles galore in there and running water and
Yes.
Brennan packed up so much stuff for you.
Brandon.
You come
Oh.
out of the tower and it's just laying on the floor of the tunnel and there's no one to be seen. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Ned?
Mm.
That's because I'm in stealth mode. You can't see me.
That's right. I'm just small.
You're hiding behind.
Oh,
the
I
tower.
could see you, but Zinhorn couldn't.
So the four of you are back out. The non-combatants are more comfortable.
That does make me feel a lot better. I was
Yeah.
sure I was going to run out of spells if I had to move them all the time.
Like, why didn't we think of that before?
I'm not used to having people around, I think, that aren't already in danger.
Non-combatants. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Or
been a
that-
few other things going on too, so I mean, we can't think of everything.
Yeah. That's true.
But we thought of it now, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
Mm.
Yes. Before one of them got hurt.
You did
Yes,
it, everybody.
exactly.
Good job. High
We
five.
saved them. Yay.
Can we get out of the creepy spider room now? Because I'm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know.
I don't know. I will kind of creep over to the edge like before
Mhm.
Vertigo does,
Sure.
because I don't want him to get eaten. And just kind of take a look down the hallway. Looks clear.
All right.
Do you still have
Okay.
your dancing lights up?
I have
No.
light spell.
So
Okay,
Because
certainly,
it was
yeah.
concentration, and I cast something else that needed concentration. Oh, the hold monster, so the dancing lights dropped.
Yeah. So
But I have dark vision to 120 feet, so I'm good.
So this north passage does just seem to go up to another corner, but at the same time, like, whoop, there you go. And this time, as you look, the tunnel extends further, and you see more like remnants of spiderweb type stuff. But this stuff looks like it's so kind of old and like decayed and sagging that it's not even really filling the hallway anymore. It's mostly just like remnants of it.
So
So like that, you wouldn't even you can see through it. I just didn't zoom over
Right.
far enough to.
so
At this point, Lynn is just kind of like holding onto your back and staying real close. Just fair warning, don't back up.
okay. So the like when we pass through the webbing, it doesn't like it's not like sticky or anything like that.
Well, I mean, I mean, maybe like a little, but this is again cobweb style. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like it
Mhm.
kind of clings a little bit, but it's so decayed that it doesn't like you're
Coated
not
in
stuck
dust.
at all. It just kind of like falls apart as you kind of push through it.
Just gonna use
Okay.
Mage Hand to kind of wave it in front of me.
Yeah.
Vertigo.
That
Vertigo,
just
move
made
up.
me think about the question of would a mage hand stick to a sticky spiderweb?
No, it doesn't stick.
Could your mage hand get stuck?
Hmm.
For that
Maybe, but
matter,
then you
could
could just
someone else
dismiss it.
grab it?
Yeah, it's not very strong, but it is able to interact with physical things. So
I mean, you
think
could you could dismiss it if it was a problem, right? And
Right,
recast, but
right.
I guess that had never occurred to me before that something could actually like grab your mage hand and move it somewhere you didn't want it to be.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think at this point,
So-
just sticking one finger out and swirling it up like cotton candy and
Mm-hmm.
putting bales aside.
Ew.
Yeah.
Looks like we're coming to another crossroads. Do we
Yeah,
want to
this
go
this
left,
one goes. You can go either.
left or
north?
right?
Depends on what's left and what's right, I suppose.
I'll
We're
find
already
out.
well beyond where we should be, so it argues that it doesn't really matter in
What?
a way.
All right, so
Trying
let's
to-
go left.
Yeah, and so that's when you look both directions, that's what you see.
All right.
What's the range on that? 30 feet, perfectly. I think Vertigo will take his pen out and start to draw and make a small illusory mark right here on this wall.
Okay.
Just a big stylized V.
You want to draw it with the roll 20 tools?
Oh yeah, I can do that. Let's see, freehand. Do.
You know, I'm just picturing that scene from Labyrinth where she uses the lipstick on the stones.
Yeah, and the little things
Yes.
come out. Turn
Oh.
it around.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
not entirely impossible.
Gosh, I love parts of that movie. I love the whole movie, but
I love the
there are
whole
parts.
thing.
I think it is a movie that I love with many parts that I adore and other parts that are fine.
The fire gang is terrible. I'm sorry.
Yes, that is the weakest part of the movie. There is absolutely
Yeah.
no disagreement here.
Still trying to figure out why you're running around with a head like that and what it had to do with anything.
Well, it almost felt like they were almost too excited by
Please, tickle
how to
please.
make it work, like the effects of it, that they were like so excited by the prospect of doing it that it kind of like they didn't.
But why?
It was kind of like we worked so hard to make it look good, we have to leave it in, even though you could just cut that whole section out. It would have nothing to do with the plot. It's just totally.
Yes.
Yep.
She
And the
goes
song
through and
was
sees them, and they're
horrible.
weird, and then she leaves.
Chili Down with the Fire Gang is horrible song.
The worst song ever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But there are parts of
I'm
the
glad
movie
we're
that
all
we
in
like,
agreement.
so don't hate us.
No, I
All
love
right.
the movie.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
I would just edit that out.
So, did you come back after you drew on the wall?
He just pointed and it appeared at the end of the wall.
Okay,
It's a
good.
30-foot
Phew.
range. So
Good.
It won't last for
Alright.
long, but it will indicate if we ever come back at the same spot for a minute or two.
Do I see anything up this left corridor at all?
Well,
within
I have to go to a different map screen. So
Mhm.
I'll say you see up to another turn.
Okay.
So nothing different so far that way.
Alrighty.
So is that the way you're going?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I will move
Yep.
you
Left.
to the
Let's go
next
left.
screen. Derp, derp, derp. Okay.
now it's a where's Vertigo?
Oh, you know what? You should be at the bottom, but I'm also realizing that I think I might have not had your tokens with vision turned on.
No, it looks like we're there, or at least I
Okay.
found mine.
Yep, we're there.
Are you well? So you should be seeing just a little pocket of fog of war?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
We will protect it.
Yep.
All right. So you see that once again it starts to split into narrower little tunnels. So tell me where. So I can reveal a bit
We're
more
going-
where you're kind of pointing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I feel like when we come to this
Have to-
here,
For the stream, I'm darkening the fog of war darkness, so it's not quite so obvious. All right.
do we want to go like
Move up, Mark.
up here? Well, no, I was trying to decide, like, do we want to go this way or go down here? I feel like if we go this way, maybe we won't come right back on ourselves, but I don't know.
Sure.
So we'll creep
I
up
would
this
just keep
way,
going this way. Yeah.
like north, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Okay. I'm hiding, you can't see me.
Okay. Oh, yep. And what you find up there is a dead end.
Oh,
Encouraging.
All right. Everybody back up.
interesting. So I guess we
Uh,
gotta go this way.
Zinhorn, I think you. Actually, everyone make a perception check.
19.
19 is
Ooh.
pretty good. Ooh.
28.
12.
Lynn rolling well tonight. So I think
Don't do that. Shh.
I think Lynn hears it first, but you hear echoing through some of these tunnels sort of a imagine, if you will, cross, like the halfway point, or perhaps even an overlay of two sounds. One of them sort of a scuttling sound, and one of them sort of a slurping sound.
Oh, I like neither of those sounds.
Yeah, and
Ugh.
it's kind of both together. But it's kind of echoing through these stone hallways, so it's kind of very difficult to place the direction, but you can hear it somewhere.
And I will
I
point
like
that
to
out to
think-
my companions and be like, shh, listen,
Hmm.
gross.
Yeah, I think
I
once
like to
pointed out
think-
when you listen to it, you can all kind of hear it.
I like to think that Celine would be one of those people that when she feels anxious, she just says the most ridiculous things that make everyone else feel anxious. Like, what if it's a gelatinous cube dragging a skeleton behind it?
Why? Well, that's better than what I was imagining, but okay.
Like a gelatinous cube that's just so full that
Uh-huh.
stuff is just can't help but kind of stick out of it.
Yes.
Gosh, I
Ugh.
want to see that now.
An
I want to
overstuffed
see
gelatinous
a
cube.
gelatinous cube that's
Scraping
just
against the walls.
completely full.
I just rewatched the Dungeons and Dragons movie on the flight back.
That's a good movie.
So at
Mhm.
what point does it become less gelatinous cube and more stuff?
It's a
Like, at what
question
point
for
does
the
it cease to be a
philosophers.
gelatinous cube?
Probably once it's eaten a really lot.
Mhm.
I don't think
Yeah.
that ever happens. Like, doesn't it have acid
Well,
parts
I
of it
think
or
over a
acid that
long
would
period
dissolve
of
stuff?
time, in theory, there are legends of gelatinous cubes that get bigger and bigger and bigger if they're older and have eaten a lot. And so you might imagine one that if it was restricted by tunnel size, it might no longer be a cube. It might be like, or
Or like a gelatinous rhombus.
yeah. Or if it had enough room, it
Gelatinous
might,
snake?
yeah.
Tube?
Although I think that they only digest what they need and leave the rest behind, much like we do.
Mhm.
So
but it
technically,
stays in
skeletons
their
are gelatinous
body.
poop.
Oh,
All right.
maybe and it's
let's
stuck in
proceed.
there. Like,
Let's proceed with caution because
Yeah.
whatever
Perhaps
is making that
without a
noise is not going to be
trace.
good.
let's stealth it.
All right. We're still stuck.
I'm rolling stealth. Yeah, we still have pass without a trace. It's up for an
All
hour.
right, great.
All right. Well, you're in the lead, Zaleen. Good luck.
20, not natural.
Yeah, good.
8 completely naturally, but an 18
Ow.
with passed over the trace. So
What?
and
Ow!
another 43 for Lynn.
That's like I've never done that. Like
22.
that's
Well,
crazy.
still
And
get plus 10.
congratulations on that extremely useful spend of your 2 natural 20s.
Yeah.
He successfully hid from the universe.
Mhm.
Actually, Solomonia right now is like, I thought I knew where she was.
Where did
there.
I put that girl? All right.
All right, so we're going down.
Mhm. She chose down.
Yep.
Back up. I think we're just going to keep going straight and see if it turns into another dead end.
Yeah. So I think you see like that.
Okay.
There you go.
Alrighty.
Interesting.
Sneaking and sneaking. Peeking around the corner.
Sneaking.
I'm just I'm
Alright.
here I'm having flashbacks to like Looney Tunes and I'm hearing that dun dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun
See.
dun dun.
I think once again, Vertigo is going to draw a little V in the corner there, so it should be visible from both directions.
Okay. So now we're going.
And allow me to also hide the stuff that you've left behind because you have no idea if it's still like that or not.
Oh no,
True enough.
probably not. Okay, and we're gonna try to go left again.
All right. Oh, hold on.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Hand on the wall and only make lefts. Got it.
Yes.
Some sort of race car thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Racetrack.
What's a car?
So
Oh,
That's what they haul
here's
behind horses.
I think that you are certainly being careful enough that even though you're planning to turn left, you would have glanced to the right, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you do, you see this thing. Ah! It is.
And I automatically shoot at it.
Yeah. So what do you shoot?
Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
Just picture Zaleen like reaching past Lynn's head to like blast this thing. It's like, ah, what?
Yeah.
What is it?
So I want you to just
Also, remember you have bardic inspiration. Sorry.
well, I was just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say that 27 certainly hits.
Okay.
But I think for the rest of you, this has got to be, Zaleen creeping forward, carefully looking, and then by the time you are able to look, there's basically paste. There's paste and slime on the wall in a little dead end there.
What was it?
I don't know. It was creepy and gross. That's all I
It looked a bit like a smaller version of that thing you fought in the pit, but it was scuttling on the ground and not floating.
know. It was a baby brain weird thing. That's what.
That's the technical
That's-
term.
That's what they put in the books. Seasonhorn, and you were worried about me being in the front. Kills everything that we come across.
Good job.
All right, now that that's gone, I'm gonna creep up here
Okay.
and sneak in this way. I'm gonna peek around the corner and see that it's a little twisty, so
Mm-hmm.
keep going.
Keep within sight of each other, folks, just in case.
Zinhorn! I don't sense your presence.
Yeah. And then yeah. Ah, it's another one.
I didn't see it though because it's around the corner.
Well, I think as you get to about where you are, you can start to see it like scuttling on the floor about right there. So I think you would just have line of sight from there. Like
Okay.
can kind of see it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think Eldritch Blast would
I think it would have half cover from the square you're currently in.
Okay. So I will do that again.
All right.
I'm starting to feel like we were tricked into cleaning out someone's dungeon.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. The first one just explodes it.
Like pew, pew,
So,
Eldritch Blast bouncing off the walls.
Carolina, maybe you'll need some new business cards for our new money-making dungeon cleaning service.
Oh, I would
Oh.
really rather not.
We clean dungeons.
Not
So
my idea of
you
a good
don't
time.
have to.
All
No,
right.
thank you.
All right. I want
This is
to.
like that time. I was just gonna say this is like that time when we played with the dice tower. That we like stack the dice. I'm like,
So, Zinhorn, because you have such a high passive perception, you've certainly been aware that, Zaleen has kind of spotted a couple of these things ahead and blasted them as soon on sight. But you kind of feel like you're still hearing that sort of scuttling, slurping sound from behind you from the direction you came.
Okay.
So, heads up.
All right. FYI, guys, there might be one of those things behind. If there is, I will do my best to get rid of it.
Eldritch Blast. All right.
Maybe
Be
just
careful.
stick to
Try to keep
cantrips
up.
this time, because they seem pretty weak.
Well, you never know. They might trick us.
We don't need any level 7 spells to kill these little guys, I think. They're gross, but not
Okay.
very hardy.
Yes, I figured that out.
Oops. I clicked on my own weird settings. Ooh. Do we still hear like the slurpy, gross noises like from ahead of us too?
It's echoing around, so kinda, yeah, but it doesn't sound like it's right around the corner or anything. But if you kind of want to be checking each corner, you need to make checks.
Okay. Oh my god.
Really starting to remind me of a Scooby-Doo montage scene.
Alright.
All right, and so.
Oh.
Check first.
I am. So just perception.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do a perception check down here first,
Okay.
just because I want to see
Sure.
if anything.
Mhm.
I said just because I want to see if anything.
Yeah, perception check for anything. I think that yes, you hear a little bit of slurping. It doesn't sound like it is just it doesn't sound like it's within 10 feet or anything, but there is more in that direction. But you kind of are also hearing it echoing from around. And in fact, actually, at this point, we're going to roll initiative
Okay.
because the two that have been following you are going to move in.
Ooh, good luck, Sinhorn.
Thank you.
So let's see what these guys roll for initiative. It's not much. Where's my d20 there?
Natural. 20.
Wow. This is they got a big old natural 1 on their initiative. So, whoops. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm sorry.
Not roll well on their stealth rolls.
I just also cleared all of your.
Oh.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I was clearing the ones that for me look like duplicates, but then I ended up clearing the new ones as well. So, let me put you all back on the tracker, and then you can retype in what your answer was.
I think that's the first time I didn't have to. It just like showed up automatically.
All right. All right. So, let's sort that. All right. So, Zinhorn, you see that 2 of these things have, they were scuttling, but then they kind of lurched up and started kind of tentatively hovering. Like you might imagine when a young bird is just learning to fly. Well, these things look like babies who have they don't have much endurance for their hover yet, but they can do it, and they are hovering over towards you in an aggressive way, but you get to act first.
Right. I am going to go with the metallic breath weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to try and push them back 20 feet and knock them prone.
Okay. I mean, I think from the angle that you're at right now, you would just push them against the wall.
Okay.
The wall to the south of you. But you might knock them prone.
Do these
Yeah.
look like the same things we'd seen before, like the little guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones that Zaylene was shooting, you suspect these look like more of those. They're certainly a lot smaller than the one you fought in the pit.
Okay. Yeah, they have to do a DC 15 strength check.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll take damage being slammed into the wall, but they will be knocked prone.
They would be pushed back 20 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, I think if they get pushed, they will take damage.
Okay.
So DC what? Did you say?
15.
15. One of them, I think the one that's sort of directly below you, is pushed and kind of just splats against the wall and then flops, bonelessly down to the ground. However, the other one manages to sort of hide just behind the corner enough that it is not pushed.
Okay.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Okay. Zaylene.
I can't see what's happening. So
that's
I
a
will
good question.
just hold my action until something comes at me.
Okay. Well, what action
or
are you
win.
holding?
I'm just gonna hold an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that still works. I was just thinking about the mechanics of it because, like, for example, if a fighter has 3 attacks when they take the attack action, but usually the way it goes is that if you hold your attack, you only make 1 rather than the whole round of attacks. But why is that not also true of a cantrip like Eldritch Blast?
I don't know.
You know what? I think it's because Eldritch Blast is just unique in having 3 bolts as opposed to like a Firebolt, which would just be 1. So it wouldn't be fair to penalize Eldritch Blast in a way that Firebolt isn't, for example. All right, anyway.
Eldritch Blast is so broken.
That's just amusing about the rules. So anyway, you're holding Eldritch Blast in case anything comes at you. Vertigo.
Do I have a clear shot from here?
I think you do not see it from where you are, but you could probably squeeze past Cinnamon if you wanted.
I want to see this up close.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, they really are awful.
Yeah, they're pretty gross.
And I think
So, once again, let me re-describe what you saw the last time when you fought it in a pit. It's like a brain with tentacles and claws and teeth and a spine hanging down from it. But this one's a little baby.
I don't know if that helps. Let's see. I think it's just, Firebolt, just
Yeah.
to see how that works.
All right, go ahead and roll.
That is a 17 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that hits, and it is burned to a crisp.
Now, do you think that they're naturally here, placed here maybe as pets, or overran as they were let free?
I don't have enough information to form a viable theory.
Maybe their parents left them and they're learning how to be grown up by themselves.
Well,
Maybe
one
they
of them,
didn't leave.
one of them might have been in the pit. It was significantly more
Maybe.
difficult than these.
It's a generational home, guys.
Oh,
And it's terrible. It's the worst generational home ever.
Turns out you guys are the hunter that killed Bambi's mom.
It's all
They
an
were just
illusion.
trying to live their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all an illusion. These are just normal people we're blasting into smithereens.
Oh, geez.
Worst reveal ever.
That's a
Thanks
good
a
one.
lot.
I should. Hang on, I'm taking notes.
Mhm.
well, that village is done.
Mm.
All right, are we ready to move on?
Well, so you splatted those two, but we are not out of initiative yet. So it's technically your turn, Lynn. I mean, I think that you have not seen any others, but there is still the sound.
Still cringing and clinging to Zaleen
Okay.
because gross.
Sure. All
Yeah,
right.
it-
Well,
You're actually Zalene's shadow with your high stealth, which is really, really weird right now.
Right?
Zalene's shadow? Like, yeah.
all right.
Well,
Well,
I mean, she lost her little shadow guy, so she needed a replacement.
yeah. So, Zaleen, go ahead and roll your held Eldritch Blast as this thing comes soaring out of the darkness at you. Revenge! It would say if it could speak.
Oh, God.
Dang, you guys are rolling all these natural 20s on rolls that
Oh
do
my-
not matter. Yes, it's
Oh, yeah.
destroyed.
I
And
think
now-
you destroyed his entire lineage with that,
Mhm.
pair of natural 20s.
Yes.
You're muted, unfortunately.
I said I killed the people behind it.
Yes.
killed the maze.
And
You
we are
killed
out of
its
initiative
ancestors.
because although they are not all dead, you have killed all of the ones that are close enough to you to have entered the combat.
Hmm.
Oh, this place is just swell. I hope our review writer, yeah,
Well, you're
writes
going to
a-
have to
a
tell them all
appropriate
about
review.
She's going to
Oh,
write
I
up your,
plan
your
to.
her stay in your tower.
it. I think the
Mhm.
tower's going to get a great review.
Air D&D.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that has to be a thing.
I think it is.
I would pay
I'm
for
pretty
that.
sure that is a thing.
I'm
already.
pretty sure it is, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
Ah.
good.
So funny.
Well, I don't know. I
know.
vaguely disapprove of Airbnb for reasons that I couldn't probably explain to anybody else.
Okay, then.
Okay. I mean, I could give you some explainable reasons,
No,
but
sure.
that's,
Anyway,
that's a different podcast.
Yes.
Roll
All
for
right,
review.
let's go. Let's just keep following the trend of going north as long as we can.
Mhm.
And can I peek around the corner before we turn?
Yep.
Only making
Alright.
lefts. Left, left, left.
I see nothing.
Well, you that is correct. You see nothing except the next turn, which forces you to turn right. I mean, but you're still following the left wall, so it's fair.
I'll follow along the left side of the wall.
I mean, we haven't left this trend yet.
Mhm.
Great. I'm gonna make a perception to see if I hear any slurshing or
Mhm.
grossness.
You still kind of hear it, but it seems like you're leaving it behind. It's further away.
All right. Going.
And once again, I would like actually this is not again, but I would like everyone to make a Constitution save because of how cold it is.
I'm dead.
No,
Inside.
but
Mhm.
I think that with a natural 1 on that
Oh.
Constitution save, oh dang, 2 of you. I think
I did not get a natural 1. I just still rolled a 3.
Yeah. So I think both of you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
Hmm.
Can I
Right.
not prestidigitate them warm?
No. That it's. I mean, I think it's not enough.
Mm.
Yeah.
I will hold you, and we will collectively be warm together.
Problematic. If this persists too long, we'll need to take a break.
There.
Yep. You might need to
Fortunately,
go
we
to
do
for a
have
while.
a retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we can always just put the tower down
Mm.
and take a nap if we need to.
Well, yeah, but then one of these like scuttly things could just come along and scoop up the tower, and
Drop it
then
They
in
we
can't get in.
yeah, but
I
it
mean,
could move the tower is what I'm saying, and then
if it
who
moves
knows
the
where we'd end
tower
up.
to somewhere more sensible, that wouldn't be bad, actually. It would save us a lot of
Yeah.
time.
It
You
seems
see a
like
lot
it
of
would move it
sensible
probably
places
to a
in
worse
this-
place.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
That is
I
a
mean,
long
no.
booger. You might want to wipe your nose. I know it's cold in here.
You're
Here's a
cold.
tissue.
I don't know if I can. Okay, there we go.
We have tissues in D&D.
We'll
I'm
invent.
sure we have
Oh.
hankies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, if we don't find something soon, we may want to stop and make a small fire.
Okay. You see something, an irregular surface on the floor in the next room there.
Something's
It looks like
changed.
bones.
It's not smooth at all.
Does look like
Hmm.
bones.
Yeah.
It does. Like
Yeah.
skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Do not want.
It's a bone pit.
It's
Gross.
a bone pit.
I don't
That's
like
new.
it.
I mean, at least they, have all their garbage in one place.
Eldritch Blast.
Also, interestingly, it is an end. There is no way out other than where
What
we
if
came.
we have to? What if we have to swim through the bones to get out?
There were other turns we could have taken.
Oh, excellent. Yes, but I mean,
Maybe we should have only done right turns instead of left.
well,
Yep.
That's not how this works.
I don't know.
no, finding
I
dead
don't
ends
know
is
how
a
this
good
works.
thing. It means
Is
it
there any
ends.
any sound or like minuscule movement coming from the pit of bones?
Well, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
No.
You do not hear anything.
Is there
Seems
like
legit.
a pebble or a rock or something, just like something on
There's
the
bones.
ground?
I bend
Ooh.
down to pick up a skull to hand it to her.
Just toss it in the pit and see what happens.
I mean, you can pick up a bone from the pit and toss it further into the pit, but there's not anything else around. I mean, you have things on your person that you could probably throw, items in your inventory.
Nedry, where'd
I
that hanky
just-
go? The one you just
Um,
wiped your nose with. Toss it
I
in the
have-
sewer.
I'm gonna toss a coin of delving in and see what happens.
Okay.
We're gonna buy a bag of those next time we get back.
I bought 2, and I think Zinhorn bought 2.
I bought 2 and I used 1.
I think it bonks on a skull and goes bing, and then sort of settles down into the bones.
All right, guys, I'm going in.
Why?
What if this is the way out?
Oh. Or should we follow Baidu's rule number 1?
Which was that
Call
one?
loot? Loot the
What,
corpse.
which rule?
Mhm.
Oh,
It's just bones.
yeah.
There's nothing to loot.
How do you know?
Might be a ring on there somewhere.
well,
Well, I'm not that
You
interested
can
in
make an
treasure. So
investigation check if you would like.
I would like to.
Baldu would be proud.
investigating the bone
You
pit
will
from
have to
halfway
get
down the
closer.
hallway.
Look at
Wow.
that. Look at that too.
Imagine that.
Zinhorn. I think that despite your intent, once you get all the way up there, you're just suddenly realizing, oh, actually, that this is really gross and kind of awful, and suddenly the prospect of just like you're just going to actually like root around in there. How deep is it? You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Is
So
it,
imagine a ball pit except it's skulls.
is there like a smell, like a death smell?
It's very musty. It's like an ossuary. Only,
Okay.
it's a very disorganized ossuary.
But the question is why? Is this merely a place for undigested material, or is this some sort of offering or altar? Or is there another purpose to it? Perhaps it's raw material for something else.
Maybe
Sometimes a
it's
trash
covering
pit
the
is just a trash
stairways.
pit.
Why would you?
there's
I would
a
like,
staircase down there, and it's just covered with bones.
Well, that
Why
means you
would
can't
you-
get through the stairs.
We could move
Not
the
without
bones. but-
shifting all the bones.
No,
Or
thank you.
burning them or something.
There's still ways back there that we can check. I'm just saying.
And then come back if we actually need to come back. All right. Yeah.
So,
Like
we'll
this is
test another
literally a
theory.
dead end.
so
Let's
when
test
you're
another
talking
theory.
about
Dead
this
things.
and you turn around and look, suddenly the corridor is different already behind you.
Ah, interesting. I had wondered if that was going to happen. So it would
Hmm.
appear that the experience of the place is not to know the place.
True. Saline, you are no longer in the correct order.
That was a nifty trick,
Oh.
Christiana, with switching out the maps.
Thank you. So yeah, you can see that now the way you just came is gone, but what you see here is what looks like another sort of rotten, decayed base camp with falling apart tents, a couple more crates, what looks like an attempted campfire, but all of it, at a glance looks really old.
Would there be any written materials visible, like a journal or piece of paper?
An investigation check might find something, but you don't see anything right off the, right away.
guidance.
I would definitely be curious.
Ooh, that's a 27 for Vertigo.
I cast guidance on you too, Starla. So you
Oh.
get a plus or a D4.
Well, I think Vertigo is the first to find what does look sort of like an adventure log, and it records the expedition notes. That is what it appears to be, and I think would you be like flipping to the front, flipping to the back? Like what part of it are you looking at?
Probably the front to start with to see whose it is.
Okay. So it belongs to a dwarven explorer named Farcical Jerry.
What?
Yeah, it's apparently a nickname.
Okay.
But he claims that this is the log on his adventure to find the fabled Dreamstone, which is a renowned treasure, apparently.
Does that trigger any memory or history roll?
I mean, other than the vague dream theme that you guys have been working with for a while, you don't know what he would mean by the fabled Dreamstone. It's not something you've heard of.
Okay.
Interesting.
But it looks like he set out with a team of 6. And it was, so there's some early brief notes about finding the cavern entrance, but most of what follows is their attempt to explore and map the tunnels they found within. But you see immediately that they quickly ran into this kind of thing that you're seeing, which is tunnels that look like they have been manufactured, but they're very cold and they change. And there's occasionally creatures in them. So most of the entries are describing very much a similar experience to what you've been seeing. And they repeatedly talk about how grateful they are that they brought all these supplies, except that they lost their first base camp because they, set it all up so they wouldn't have to carry everything, and then they couldn't find it again.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Nedry. I mean, Vertigo.
Yes.
Could you still get us out of here if necessary?
I think so. I don't know the restrictions on the stone, but I think it can move us somewhere else. It is risky where we end up, of course, but it's a backup plan.
That might be an option. Like if
But I am-
we keep going and going and going.
Before it becomes too dangerous, certainly. But I'm curious about this place. If there is some sort of artifact here, it would be potentially useful. It may also be the responsible for what's going on.
There's nothing of the Dreamstone in the rest of their. Just kind of glancing through the journal. There's no kind of descriptions or the Dreamstone.
Well, no.
a
So
background.
there's what you see is in one of the early logs. When it references the Dreamstone, there's a footnote that says "See Volume 1," and you realize that the log you're holding says Volume 2, but there's no other book here.
Well, keep an eye out for more books, always. But,
we
it was enough
probably
to-
burned the other book.
it may have been too fragile on its own. It may not have lasted too long. Still, something worth referencing once we get back to a decent library.
Does any of this stuff look burnable to like warm people up?
Yeah, the stuff that's here, in a very broad sense, looks like it's not as old as the other stuff. The other stuff was like so rotten that you think it would like barely burn at all, whereas this stuff is old and dried out and kind of rotten, but you suspect you could at least get a little bit of a fire going with it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not used to having exhaustion. I would have had disadvantage on that roll.
Okay, well that's fine. I don't. It's okay.
Yeah. Somebody to remember.
All right.
It would be nice to warm up for a bit. It's not like the rest of the place is going anywhere, or if it is, it's just going to go on its own anyway.
All right, so let's all move into the room, and we'll gather all that stuff and try and get a fire going to warm those folks up, warm us all up.
I'm gonna pop into the tower to make sure that everyone in there is okay.
All right.
That there's not like some weirdness going on in the tower too.
Yeah. So Maxwell has a sandwich and he's chewing. He's like, "Are we out yet?"
No.
All right. I mean, keep at it.
Good sandwich.
Oh yeah. No, I mean.
Brennan's amazing. Then I pop back out.
Did you get us some soup while you were in there? Some nice hot soup?
No, you didn't ask me to.
If necessary, we could retreat to the tower. It poses a potential threat, but if the tower itself is wedged properly, it wouldn't be that mobile.
We could, yeah,
We could also post watch.
yep,
Yep.
like we did before. In the fire plane or wherever we were.
True.
So, do we have a fire? Did you get a fire started while I was in there?
Do I need to roll?
Roll for fire.
Fireball.
I think this would probably be a survival check because it's kind of old and like it's cold in here, and so like I'm not saying it's going to be especially difficult, but it's not trivial either.
19.
Yeah, I think a 19 is enough. You can get a little fire going.
All right. I get a little fire going.
I think Vertigo
Everybody
will
gets a
sit by the
chance to
fire
warm up.
and read the book.
Drums.
If there's anything more.
Yeah.
Drums in the deep.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean,
Oh.
it's definitely that kind of vibe. They definitely describe some of their experiments to try to determine what, if anything, causes the changes to happen. And you note that they do seem to be rather smart about their attempts, and yet the results kind of defy any sort of pattern that they were able to identify. Um, the working theory of Farcical Jerry, who's making the notes, is that they are actively being controlled by something with a will, because it feels occasionally almost capricious rather than something either natural or automatic. Like something is doing it when it wants to, as opposed to it happening through some rule.
Well, the good news is it's probably some sort of intelligence. The bad news is it's quite clever.
And it's hostile.
I don't know if hostile is the word I would use necessarily. It might just be the way that it hunts. Or it could be
Well,
hostile.
Yes. Hunting implies that it's hunting us. So, I'm going to keep hostile on the table for now.
Possibly.
All right. So, once everyone's warmed up,
You taking a short rest?
yeah, let's take a short rest.
Can I study my book? I think I want to study my book.
I mean, yeah. I'm not stopping you.
I haven't done it this way for a while, so I have to figure out if I've set things up or not.
Are you trying to alternate a prepared spell or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's lots of possibilities here. Oh, too many spells, too.
Too many spells. Too many spells. Shoot, I don't remember the melody. Does anyone remember that Too Many Cooks thing that Cartoon Network did? Adult Swim?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
It was weird.
It's incredible. People should look it up if you haven't seen it. It's occasionally a little like disturbing, but it's mostly funny. Basically, what it starts is it's an old like like opening credits to a sitcom called Too Many Cooks, and it's very like late 80s, early 90s style of sitcom credits. But the thing is, it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And then it starts getting stranger. It's very good. I actually really recommend it. I like it. Too Many Cooks. You can find it on your local YouTube. Anyway, is everyone finished your...
There's also the arcane... what's it called?
Arcane Recovery?
Yeah. I'm not down any hit points. That's good. And yeah, I will be swapping out a spell. I just got to pick which one, so I don't want to hold anything up.
Okay. Well, you all tell me when you're ready to move on.
So, we're here by accident, right? I'm
I
honestly
don't
not.
think it was an accident.
I mean, they put us here on purpose, but
We got on a train,
Yeah.
but not.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that. And the
Part of me is
creature.
wondering if we were, I don't even know if we were even awake, if we were dreaming.
Well, we
I
might
mean, that's
still
happened
be.
before.
Hmm.
It's possible. I don't know how to probe that particular possibility at the moment.
I'll pinch
Besides,
you.
how?
Does it hurt?
Dreams frequently hurt, so that's not exactly a proof. No, I'm wondering whether we were targeted. The creature we dealt with.
By the way, when the halfling changed form, it
Mhm.
was a form that was familiar, as in the tangle feet, or
Well,
not?
yes, it was that type of creature. You didn't recognize it specifically,
Okay.
but it was that type of creature. Yeah.
You said it was a green one?
Mm-hmm.
Which might be an entirely different kind, I suppose.
You all fought
I
a
guess
green
I
one
didn't.
before.
Did we
I
fight a
guess I
green one?
didn't
Yeah, I think
realize
there was
that.
there was a green one in the fight outside of the Temple of Marishka the first time.
That was the one I levitated.
Okay, and it
Yeah, I
wasn't the same
didn't
one, or we
realize
couldn't
they were the
tell.
same creature.
The difference with that one compared to the others is that it could cast spells.
Right.
The
This
others
one
were
never
just
really got-
brawlers, but that one, the green one, could cast spells.
So, if they're the same kind of creature, they typically, from what we've seen, the small sample, have been tied to larger creatures or more powerful ones, either convincing them or corrupting them. Which could be the case here. Something that was natural or powerful was corrupted.
Well, recall what it said when you killed it was, "I'm just the spotter. I didn't set the trap."
Right.
The question is who? And why? How is also important, but not really as important as the other two, really. The how will unfold in time. But this isn't the first time it's trapped people.
Hmm.
So it may or may not be personal, is what I'm meaning. It may be a spotter, but for people with things, or people with traits, or people coming from a particular place or going to a particular place.
I kind of think we were targeted.
But for us, or for who we are, or for what we
Yes.
have. But it isn't actively hunting us. Not exactly. Those things that are coming after us, they're not anything really all that dangerous. At least as far as we know, they've never actually gotten any chance to be dangerous. For all we know, they're not dangerous, actually. Not really an easy theory to test. I could try talking to them.
Just occurred to me that I don't think any of the ones you fought have literally even gotten an opportunity to attack.
No, I think the first one was held, and the rest are just blasted as soon as it's been seen.
Yeah.
So maybe just hesitate for a moment, and I'll try to see if I can talk to it. With my mind. I don't think that they have much for actual mouths. I mean, maybe mouths to eat, chew, swallow. It might be worth something. We might learn something. I could try digging into its mind, too, but I suspect that's more dangerous. Or more animal.
All right. Are we ready to move on?
Can I do a quick check with my true sight?
Mhm.
I keep forgetting about it.
Sure.
Yeah, just see if
So
like the walls look
Oh.
real. Anything else? Like really
yeah,
just looking at
no, I
everything.
mean, no, I think that's very good. I think one of the things that you discover, somewhat similar to when you were looking at the apparent phony landscape outside, is that this place you're in has some bizarre properties that are not magic or illusion in the way that you understand them. It's just something about the very nature of this place. It allows it to do those things without it having to have been a magical effect laid on top of it. Right? So it's despite the fact that you're in a room that literally wasn't there a moment ago, your true sight does not see anything unusual about it.
Do the walls feel like stone? Like if you reach out and touch them? Okay.
Yeah, very cold, hard, and again, it's not smooth like glass is smooth, but it's smooth like like if top of stone steps or something, polished like concrete.
Does anybody know of any? I'm trying to think. Because it's so cold. Like, that just seems really strange to me that it would be this cold. Like, it's unnaturally cold.
Yeah.
So it's either a person or a creature, something causing this, or we're somewhere else that's very cold.
It could be both of those. It might naturally be cold. It would be an effective way to, well, pre-digest your food, I suppose.
Well, I think it would just keep it fresh like a cellar.
Mm-hmm. Also wear down.
Did the hour
down
of
the prey.
heat change
Yeah.
the exhaustion level at all?
You know what? I think it will in this circumstance. Sitting by a fire feels like a reasonable way to sort of work out the stiffness in your muscles and all that. So yeah, I'll allow that you and Zaleen both can cancel that exhaustion.
While Vertigo is holding the book, or in the process, kind of realizing, he'll slip on the blue glove
Okay.
and see if the book has anything more to say.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't get to actually. I was going to cover this anyway as you flip to like the last entries, but I'll sort of add this onto it. Sort of the final entries, you've noticed that the last few entries are kind of increasingly concerned and then desperate and then borderline panicked as they're kind of reaching the end of their supplies, cannot find the way back out to where they were. So they've basically just lost in here and they're running low on everything. And then they say, but we have now at last, as we near the end of our supplies, found a pair of doors, which are the first that we have seen. We're going to leave the camp here and go through the doors. Hopefully, we will report on what we find in there. But that was the last entry. But I think that your glove, as you sort of touch that with it, you find yourself just feeling that emotion from the adventurers as they are trying to muster their courage, and you hear as you sort of see an image of this dwarf and 3 other dwarf adventurers looking pretty ragged but determined, heading off to the north, looking determined, but then from the book's vantage point, they recede into the distance. You hear the sound of 2 large doors opening, and then a roaring sound, and then screaming sounds, and then nothing. Did I mention that the path to the north goes on for a little ways, and then you see at the very end of it a pair of doors? I don't think I mentioned that, but
Don't think we saw that before.
Nope.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that isn't what you saw before until you read that passage.
It is sort of a page turner, but it's a dreadful cliffhanger at the end. I don't know if
Does it
Volume
have-
3 was ever made. Well, the good news is the
I don't
doors are
think
probably
There's a
anybody is
door?
significant.
hanging on that cliff, really.
The doors are significant and likely lead to something entirely different. The bad news is the last people who went through the doors found something entirely different and probably pretty significant.
Well, we stand at a crossroads. The
Just
door
reminds me.
or
More of a
we
hallway.
try and retreat.
This reminds me of that like awful logic puzzle. I never really fully understood it. About the two doors. Or that no, it's the two people that you meet on the road. And the guy says one of us always tells the truth and the other one is always lying.
Pretty basic logic puzzle, really.
Yeah, but I never remember the solution to it.
Yeah. Is it
So, I mean,
aren't they
we
both
kind of have.
lying?
No.
No?
You have to say
mean-
to one of them,
Yeah.
if I ask the, what would the other guy tell me or something? You
yeah.
ask one of them what the other guy would tell him. Something like that.
Yeah, that's the solution basically. So if the person you ask is telling the truth, then the other person is the liar and therefore would tell you the wrong door, right? But if the person you're asking is the liar, they will lie about what the other person would say, which was the truth. So you do the opposite of whatever the answer you get is.
We used to posit this in the sort of intern's break room. We came up with a few fiendish possibilities, like what if both actually were lying?
The Monty Hall problem is more interesting, I think.
That's where you just get a huge load of stuff.
Oh,
You choose to take the other doors.
anyway. So you guys gonna go through
So-
these doors or what?
We can go through the doors, or we can swim through the bone pit. Pick one.
I don't think the bone pit leads anywhere, and I don't think
You
it's
don't
there
know.
anymore anyway.
Then we're going through the doors.
Yes, the campaign
thinking we
stands
go
at a
through
turning
the
point right
doors.
now. It all depends on what you decide.
It's probably
Doors.
best to be a little bit prepared. Who's going to be taking lead?
I mean, I
Um,
will.
Can I cast Detect Evil and Good?
Yes, or I mean, I assume you can because you asked.
Wait,
I
didn't
will
I,
allow
do
you
that
to.
last time?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have that spell, then yeah.
It
sure.
was it's part of the Vidime
Oh,
deck, and
right,
I think
but
we
you have
decided I
one
could
per
only do
day
it
and
once.
You did it already. Okay, yeah, I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Never
So-
mind.
Going to
I can only do Eyes of the Grave, so.
walk over to Zaleen, tap her on the
Hmm.
shoulder,
A little protection goes a long way.
and I'll cast Protection from Evil and Good on Zaleen.
Okay.
Tap the book and give where is the book here? Haven't done this for a while. Give 9 temporary hit points to Zinhorn.
All right.
Try not to use them all in one place, although that's probably going to happen.
Now I already had 2 temporary hit points. Do I now have 11?
Well, where did those come from? Because
I don't remember.
They don't stack. So if you had, if you had 2, but now you get 9, it's not 11. You just have 9.
Now I have 9. Okay.
Yeah.
That was not what I wanted to do.
All right. So, are you heading up through the door?
Through the door.
All right.
is there
before
is there
we
a
go
handle
through
on the door?
E- It looks like there's like push plates, right? Like so, there's no latch or anything, but you would push them open like that.
Wait, Zaleen,
Wait.
just a second.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait,
Everybody gets
Wait.
10 hit points because I cast aid.
Temporary
At
hit points.
third.
No,
no,
those
real
are
hit
real
points.
real ones.
Oh, that's right.
You,
Override.
The three of you get them. I do not.
All right.
And Nedry will touch the door with the blue glove.
Okay.
I want to touch everything now. This is fun.
I think that you get like a montage of lots of different adventurer-looking people coming through this door, and then screams.
So the good news is we're not the first to try this. Many have tried before. The bad news is we may be the first to succeed.
Not sure
Can
the
I
good and
look at the
bad work
doors?
there. Yeah.
I would like to use my true sight on the doors to see
Okay.
if there's anything.
It's actually
Like,
a
is it a
Anything about
mouth?
No.
We've been just
And-
walking through the esophagus this entire time.
Are they? They're both identical. There's like no
I mean,
symbols.
yeah,
or
it's
anything?
it's like a set of double doors that you push open, like that.
Oh, so it's not like a door, some wall, and a door.
No, it's
They're-
not.
okay.
It's not a choice.
Let me be
Yeah.
clear. It is one set of double doors. It's not two separate doors.
Gotcha.
I am going to cast Death Ward on Lynn
All right.
as soon as I find it. Oh, there it is.
Actually, I've been using the purple for the bardic inspiration, so Death Ward is pink. All right.
Pink is the color of life.
Mhm.
So, are we going in?
Hmm?
Come on, I need to know before I push these doors.
Something new.
I push the doors.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
I'll move us to the next map. You enter through the doors and you see an enormous room filled with treasure. But
Ooh.
also there's a big old thing floating in it, and it looks like this. It's a big large orb with lots of different eyes and little tentacles on it. It's not quite a beholder, but it's like a beholder's cousin. And what it says is, "Behold, my treasures gathered from the many adventurers who have sought to test themselves against my strength."
This is all so super cool.
Yes.
We didn't really want anything. We were just trying to get out.
You would attempt to leave without challenging me?
Well, we're not trying to hurt anybody.
Well, that would hurt my feelings. I put a
No,
lot of
I'm so
effort
sorry.
into this labyrinth.
It's a very amazing labyrinth.
Why
Yes,
exactly did you do that?
Because
I mean, it
it's
takes a lot of work.
cool.
Well, the cool factor is important. Major props.
Thank you.
So, what is the coolest thing you have in here? The thing you're most proud of?
Oh, well, I have many beautiful treasures. Allow me to show you. And is gesturing at various piles of coins and gems and so on. But the two chief treasures in my stable of wonderful wonderments include this belt, and you see this very elaborate, obviously magical belt. It says, "Can give you incredible strength, the strength of a giant." And this, and shows you like this sort of fist-sized crystal with like little symbols all over it, and saying, "This can give you protection against many spells."
That's
Wow,
cool.
that seems so useful.
Does that
Really?
seem worth a challenge?
I don't know. We've got some pretty cool stuff, but
I mean, there's a lot of challenges we're facing right now. I'm not sure where exactly this ranks.
hmm,
You say you have cool stuff?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well,
We've been around.
Well, I like accumulating cool stuff, as you can see.
what's your name, by the way?
I am Zonanox, the Overmind.
Hmm.
Is that a title or like is that what you are? The
It's-
Overmind.
It is who I am.
Hmm. Have you always been the Overmind? Or is this something you achieved?
This is what I have been since I dreamed myself into existence.
Oh, that is
Oh.
an awesome trick.
That's really cool.
Yes,
Could you teach
yes.
somebody else how to do that?
Your flattery is important and appropriate. I don't think that I could teach anybody else to do that. You have to be self-taught to be an Overmind.
I get that. Yeah, I have this thing that I can do. It's not the same thing, but I mean, it's pretty cool, but yeah, you can either do it or you can't. So I get it.
What is your cool thing?
Are you watching? Make
Yes,
sure you're watching.
I'm watching. I have many eyes to see.
Okay, so I am going to flip from Carolina
Mhm.
and I'll go to Nalira. I haven't seen her in a while. She's
Okay.
my half elf. She's like 18 and very like cute and bubbly, kind of a little bit hippie, but like
Sure.
likes to dance and stuff.
All right. Are you just hovering in the doorway still, or have you kind of come into the room?
Yeah, probably a little bit just like inside.
Sure.
So, what do you think?
Very good. I have seen illusions before for disguises, but I can see that you are changing your shape. Splendid. Is this
Oh, thank you
granted to
very
you by
much.
an item that you hold?
No, much like you. I was just born this way.
Very good. But it will not defeat me in battle.
I don't know. I feel like we're so similar in that way that we both just are naturally amazing beings.
Yes, it will truly be a thing of legend when we test one another in the field of combat.
Oh, combat. I thought you said challenge.
Well, combat is the preferred form of challenge.
Really? Oh. I mean, with all that you did here, I was expecting something different.
Do
Yeah,
you
like
have any
chess.
other skills that are like just as amazing as this one?
Uh,
Being an overmind.
Yeah. Here, let me see.
Yes, I can do many things. For example, observe.
And one of the eyes points at a pile, at like a big treasure chest, and it just lifts off the ground and then is hurled with force across the room and like smashes against the opposing wall, scattering coins everywhere.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that is just one of my many talents.
And you did
Wow.
that just with the power of your mind?
Well, and my eye, but yes.
Oh, I wish I
Wow.
could have more eyes. I think that would be really useful.
Did you add more eyes when you became the Overmind?
Well, I dreamed myself into existence with this many.
Does sort of wonder which came first, though.
So the overmind kind of implies the existence of an undermind. Is that a thing?
I don't think the logic for that quite bears out.
Oh, it's just a question.
The implication of overmind is that it is over all other minds, and therefore every other mind but mine would be an undermined.
That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I can see the logic in that.
So, what else do you do down here to entertain yourself? Because I imagine, I mean, this place is pretty hard to find, which is in itself an amazing challenge. So, but what do you do in the times between adventurers?
Well, I have many deep and fanciful thoughts to occupy my time, but my favorite pastime is luring challengers into my domain and then testing myself against them and then taking their stuff from their bodies.
Oh, I thought the other one was the lure. The one that was working for you. Or are they working? Do you work for them, maybe?
Oh, surely not. But when a creature offers to deposit powerful adventurers into my web, then I am certainly accommodating.
So, are we still on the material plane, or did you have like some cool thing that you did that we're like somewhere else now?
We are in my realm.
Oh, it's a pocket.
Oh,
pocket
perfect.
Yes, it's a
dimension.
pocket. We
That's
love
awesome.
pockets.
Love
Pockets
pocket
are
so great.
dimensions.
I can't help but agree, except that other pockets are not quite as nice as mine.
Oh, this is a pretty amazing pocket.
Yes,
Yours does
yes,
have some rather
Very-
unique features.
Very
Mm.
amazing pocket. Yeah. Most of them are kind of boring. The one with the squirrels and the acorns was that was kind of odd and kind of cool, but no, yours is much better.
Did you know that there's a pocket with like um elephant people?
Well, I have not seen this myself, but it would not surprise me. There are many types of people who are hybrids, humanoids, but match many phenotypical characteristics with other animal forms.
You are very smart.
Yes.
It's such a shame because I mean, you're super interesting and
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had more time to just like hang out and chat. This would be great. Don't you get lonely?
No, not really. I think that intelligent people can find company in their own thoughts.
Oh, frequently. Although it is interesting to run up against another intellectual. That does not happen often for me.
Well, consider that opportunity granted to you today.
Excellent. I have a few thousand questions I'd love to ask you.
Well, perhaps that can be your reward if you beat Smin's challenge.
Are we back to combat again? I'd rather not fight. Something else might be more appropriate.
Well, what do you
And fun.
propose?
Well,
Dance off?
A battle of the wits?
I'm not so good at those. I'm more of the liberal arts rather than the academic side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that both have their place and both are very important in the world.
coming to appreciate music more. Although I really
Mhm.
don't entirely understand it. Do you understand music?
It seems that you are describing many aspects of art, but not actually proposing a challenge.
Hmm.
This is why I usually go to combat, because it's very straightforward.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's great and all, but like isn't it kind of like the same thing over and over?
Oh no! It is a fascinating medley of variables, depending on the adventurers, and in fact, even an adventurer who tries one thing may find a degree of randomness can impact the results.
Hmm.
Chaos is appreciated.
Hmm.
So, my proposal is this. We test each other in combat, and if you win, you may take treasures from my hoard, and if I win, I will take your lives and your treasures. If you have a counter proposal, we can discuss, but that is what's on the table.
Well, I have one more question. We came across something with a mention of something called the fabled dreamstone. Do you have any idea what that might be?
I suspect that is a reference to this crystal that I mentioned earlier.
Most intriguing. Where did you get that?
Well,
Did just some random adventurer had it, or
uh, it was not just any adventurer, but it was a very powerful wizard indeed.
Do you happen to remember their name?
I didn't ask. They came in swinging, so to speak.
would
Pity.
you like to know our names?
Oh, well, would you like to tell me your names? Do you think it would make a difference?
Well, no, but it's it's just courtesy.
You see, I, as an overmind, having dreamed myself into existence, have given myself a name because I am an important creature, whereas individual adventurers I often do not find to be important in their own right.
Well, in here. You're really quite important in here.
Yes.
But it doesn't sound like you've really traveled all that much, unfortunately.
Why should I travel when I have made perfection right here?
How do you know if you have nothing to compare it to?
Comparison is the spice of life.
Perfection is in the eye of the beholder.
Good one.
I don't think so.
Well, agree to disagree.
But I mean, the question does still stand. How do you know if this is the best if you haven't gone anywhere else? Like,
Well-
it's pretty chilly out there. Like, that's not. I mean, is that your preference? Like, do you just like it cold?
I'm not sure what you're driving at exactly here. I mean, certainly, if I wished to explore elsewhere, I could do so with or without your permission.
Could you though?
Sure.
Like, this place seems pretty hard to leave.
I created it. I could leave any time I want. I
Nah.
just don't want to.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Yeah, me too. Oh, I like it here. I don't want to leave.
I could do it if I wanted to. I could regrow that arm if I really wanted to. I just don't
I
have
mean,
the spell
if you'd
equipped.
seen different hallways, maybe they would be a little bit more varied. You could be doing a lot more interesting work.
They are perfect as they are.
Well, they're kind of all
Clean,
the
smooth
same.
lines.
Yeah, but they're all the same.
Because they're beautiful.
How would you know?
How would I know? Because I looked at them. I created them.
Well,
This realm shapes itself to my will.
yeah, but like it's always gonna stay the same, and that's kind of boring.
It seems to me that you are just stalling in an attempt to avoid combat, and I warn you it will not work.
I'm just legitimately curious because, I mean, I've never met anybody like you. You're pretty amazing.
Well, see, you are flattering me again, and this is accurate and appropriate, as I mentioned. However, it is getting repetitive at this point.
Well, it's not flattery. If it's sincere, then it's
Well,
a compliment.
To be sure, however, you have already complimented me on these things. Either compliment new attributes or prepare to fight. You see, I
Yeah,
really want your stuff.
yeah, but I mean, you already have some pretty great stuff.
Yes, and I would like more. I would like your stuff.
Well, but some of what we have you can't physically take.
Well, perhaps we should put that to the test.
Well, I mean, we could, but you know what? I'm just gonna cast.
How about this? I'll fight you for it.
I'm just gonna cast Otto's Irresistible Dance, just
Okay.
because I think it would be funny as hell.
Yeah.
Wait,
Sure.
no, that would mean he'd win the dance off, though, right?
That absolutely will start initiative, but
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think this is not going anywhere. I tried. I'm bored now.
It's a valiant effort, but yeah,
Yep.
this guy, like, this is this guy's whole deal. You're not going to talk him out of it.
Tried. I'm pretty charming.
I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
see,
trying
the thing is,
Trying to have him get bigger worldview and
in a brief meta here, I was waiting for you to propose any other option.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Well,
leave
I'm not the
this
smart
perfection
one.
place that you've created? I'm just saying. I'm just
That's
saying.
this guy's job.
He's smart on paper. But-
And I'll also just
I
add
brought
that
up
on
chess.
the stream, you just pointed in the wrong direction. For
Oh, did I?
For the stream, you should point above you. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But yes, so we're gonna roll initiative,
That's off, bro.
and it will begin after your Otto's initiative. Otto's resistance.
Initiative.
Boom.
Otto's combat initiator, aka the dance
Yeah.
of doom.
Okay.
So that one just works.
Okay, yes. And so that one, he just starts dancing and capering in place.
Observe, I am actually an excellent dancer. I want to be doing this. Look how beautiful I am as I caper.
It's a little dizzying, to be honest.
He's got some of the tentacles with the eye stalks doing the thing.
Yeah, it's a really good thing that I cast that preemptively because initiative roll is not my best.
Yeah. So that remind me what is true. Like he can on his turn try to break that, right? But he's he can't. His movement speed is 0, right? That's how that works. You're muted.
muted.
You're
Starla.
muted.
Okay. Must use all its movement to dance without leaving its space and has disadvantage on dex throws and attack rolls.
Okay.
While the target is affected by the spell, other creatures have advantage on attack rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, and then as an action, it makes a wisdom saving
Right.
throw to regain control.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So, okay. So that is currently happening. It is dancing and capering, and
It is Zerlene's turn.
You're muted.
I'm looking at something really quick. I was looking at it. I would like to walk up and touch it and cast Bestow Curse on it.
okay.
It must succeed on a Wisdom save. It has
Wisdom save DC what?
16. 16.
That is a 19. So it saves. And you walked up to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make sure you move your token on the map. Or are you not
will.
able to move your tokens?
I can. I was
Okay.
just looking. I was
Alright,
still
sure.
reading.
All right. Okay, well, so unfortunately that spell didn't take.
What was that? Sorry, you rolled a wisdom save,
Yeah,
and the spell was what again? Sorry, I blanked for a
bestow
second.
curse.
Bestow curse.
Yeah.
I think that Vertigo sees this going on and the bravery that his colleague has, and
Mhm.
then brushes one hand to cast as a reaction silvery barbs,
Okay.
so has to re-roll that, and then gestures over at I think gestures at Zaleen.
So that's, let's see, an 8 on the die, which makes its save a 15. So you said 16?
Yep.
All right. So, bestow curse. What is the curse?
While cursed, the target has disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws when made with an ability score that I choose. So I'm going to choose intelligence.
Okay.
It also has disadvantage on attack rolls against me.
Uh-huh.
It must make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each of its turns. If it fails, it wastes its action doing nothing.
Oh.
While the target is cursed, my attacks and spells deal an extra 1d8 necrotic damage.
Oh.
And as a result of silvery barbs in the next minute, you have advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you make.
Okay. So, all right. I just realized also that I put dots on everyone from the other map, and then we moved to a new map where you don't still have the dots on you. Let's see. Zaline had the protection against good and evil, right? And
Yep. And I also have Bardic Inspiration.
here, let me just double check what dots I had on everybody over here. And the pink one was Death Ward, I think, on Lynn.
Yep.
All right. And Bardic Inspiration. Okay, so is that's it? It is cursed, but that's probably the end of your turn.
I also want to use my bonus action to
Okay.
cast Hexblade's Curse,
All right.
and that's me. I'm done.
Okay. What does the Hexblade's Curse do again?
For up to a minute or until the target dies, I get to gain a +5 bonus to damage rolls,
Gotcha.
score a critical hit on a 19, and I
Alright.
regain 8 points if it dies.
Okay. Well, so it is its turn now, and I hate to do this to y'all.
But you're gonna do it anyway.
I am. It is going to first use its bonus action, and its great eye, the enormous eye in the center of its form, turns solid black and projects a 150-foot cone of energy. And if Zonanox, or any creature in that area is affected by a spell, the spell's effects immediately end for that creature. And that's going to be everybody on the field, basically.
All spells affect are
If
or one.
Or just
no,
a
it's like
spell.
if Zonanox or any creature. Well, let's see. Well, you know what? My interpretation of the text here, I'm reading it verbatim. If Zonanox or any creature in that area is affected by a spell, the spell's effects immediately end for that creature. I'm interpreting that as every creature in the area is affected. This is a variation of the Beholder's anti-magic cone eye. So it is a flash use instead of a constant effect, but it just, yeah. So
But is it a spell or all spells?
well, how would it not be all spells? If it says if it's under the effect of a spell, the spell's effects end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So temporary hit points go away.
No, I think if you
Because
it's
they're
only
not
if
temporary,
it's an
right?
ongoing spell. So, for example, aid, I don't think.
Does that require
So, like,
concentration?
Death
I'm
Ward-
going to rule that if it's Death Ward would be affected. The protection against evil and good would be affected. I think the Bardic Inspiration would not. The curses would. I'm going to say aid is not affected because I feel like that
silvery-
is. Well, silvery barbs, yeah. So like the lingering effect of it would be canceled.
So I don't have advantage or whatever.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Yep.
And
I'm just making sure.
the temporary hit points that I gave to Zin.
Were you trying to say something, Paul? We didn't hear you.
No, it's what Mark was saying.
Okay.
Is, Vertigo gave me 9 temporary hit points.
So like with aid, I'm gonna say anything that gives the hit points and then it's done. I think that's not an ongoing spell, and I'm not gonna count that.
Okay.
So it's kind of like if you got healed, it's not gonna cancel a heal that happened already. That's how I'm gonna interpret it in that case.
Mhm.
So concentration spells or spells that have a specific duration are canceled. But so
Zarnox says, nice try! So many magic users think that will work, but alas, it is my turn now. Alas for you, that is.
and he's going
Well,
to.
was that at the
What?
beginning of his turn, or was that
Yes,
in
that
the
was
middle?
his bonus action.
But the beginning of his turn, he has to roll to see against the curse he already had, or he has no actions, including bonus actions,
Yeah, both of them.
right? Because that
Oh,
happens
yeah,
before
okay,
you do
okay,
anything, right?
okay.
Um,
You guys are complicating it by compounding a bunch of stuff. So yes, okay, yeah. So
That's the
wisdom
player's goal, I think.
Well, yes, I know. I'm just trying to say, once you have persuaded me, and I'm saying, oh, okay, you don't have to keep explaining it. Is what I mean. All right. So yes, he's making wisdom saving throw against the curse. And that would be a 14, which I assume would fail, but he has, you see him straining against it, and one of the eyes sort of starts to go blood red and then pops. But that gives him the ability to, it's the equivalent of legendary resistance. So he succeeds on the saving throw regardless.
And which one was that for? The bestow curse or the
for the bestow
dance?
curse, so that he has
Okay.
an action, so that he can do the bonus
Mhm.
action that I said already, and now we're
Cool.
back where we were. But yes, I mean, you're right to point that out, but that is what happened. So, all right. So now his action. First of all, I have to roll a d8 to see which of his eyes is the one that popped. 5.
His telekinetic field, alas, is no longer available to him.
But he is going to first, I think, down to you. Let's see. I think first he's going to send an eye that towards the 3 back here by the doorway. It hits right here and creates a toxic cloud of gas for a 10-foot radius, and is this sort of gas explosion. And I need the 3 characters there to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yay.
All right. Wow. So some relatively high rolls. So only Lynn failed, and so that means that Lynn, you are the only one that is poisoned for 1 minute. That'll be a green dot. Okay. And then another eye is going to be, yes, immediately after that burst of gas is, you see a beam of light, much like a fireball, come through, and it's once again a 10-foot radius in the same spot. So dexterity saving throw for the 3 that are right there. Okay. So the 27 succeeds. The 13 and the 15 do not. And let's see. Let's roll that. Oh. Okay. Roll. Okay. And that's going to be 41 fire damage for those who failed, and 20 for for Lynn, who succeeded. And then Lynn, or excuse me, not Lynn, but Zayleen, who's just right there, you are going to get, let's see, you're going to need to make an intelligence saving throw as another beam with spirally eyes goes in your direction. Okay.
And I'm going to use my bardic inspiration.
Okay.
What is that now, Starla? Is it a D10?
Yes, a D10.
Okay.
Alright.
And if you succeed on this, it'll
You get to pass it to somebody else,
Mhm.
don't you?
yeah, the infectious inspiration.
Well, you theoretically could roll, but a 3 is not enough, so that would make it 11
So
total.
11.
Yeah, unfortunately, not enough. And so all of a sudden, you find yourself compelled to use your reaction to move up to your speed towards the closest ally you can see and make one weapon attack against them.
Yeah, that would be you. And let me
Oh,
see
you know what?
here.
You have Fey ancestry. You should have had advantage on that save.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's a charm effect.
because it was a charm effect.
Mhm.
Okay. So I will make it again.
Wow, look at that. Okay, then so that's a
Nice.
success. So for a second, you found yourself almost about to do that, but then you didn't.
Does that mean that she did succeed on the roll? So then the
Yes.
bardic inspiration will.
Yep.
Be successful. Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Nedry. Boop. You have bardic inspiration now. You
Ver-
find
vertigo.
yourself inspired by
Alright.
her ability to overcome that.
Mhm.
Vertigo.
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 Okay.
Get vertigo.
Nedrigo.
All right. So that is, you know what? I think the that's they're going to on their turn they're going to just hover higher up in the room outside of melee range for you, Zaleen. So you could make an opportunity attack if you wanted, but
Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna do that.
all right. Okay. An 18 does hit.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. 12. Ouch!
First blood
Not cool.
goes to Zaleen.
Well, I mean, he definitely did a bunch of fire damage.
Yeah,
to you
he
guys
drew a
already.
lot of blood on you guys.
From our
I guess technically
side,
that's not blood. Anyway, I guess you could be burned so bad that you bleed. Anyway, that is his turn, but he is now 20 feet off the floor. Zinhorn, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to fly up
Mhm.
to meet him and attack him with my freezing drill spear.
Okay.
And I get a 26.
A 26 will hit.
Hold on, I forgot this for this thing. You may use a bonus action to activate the drill. The drill does an additional 2d6 piercing damage. And then it sticks in. Yeah, I think I want to do that.
Okay. So, I mean, tell me how much damage.
All right, so that's regular damage plus 2d6.
Are you doing one-handed or two-handed?
I have a shield, so I have to do
Yeah.
it one-handed.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 12.
Yep. And then 2d6. It's an extra 5.
All right.
And the drill spear is in him. And then I am going to do.
Well,
spiritual-
before you can do anything else,
Mhm.
as a reaction, he says, "Tower!" And his reaction is when a creature hits Zonanox with an attack, he shoots a psionic fear beam at them. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 18.
And 18 is a success. You are not affected.
All right. Nice try.
Mhm.
But
So
I'm
spiritual weapon.
spiritual weapon at 4th level. 18 to hit. Does that hit?
Sorry, I'm distracted because my page is like suddenly different. Okay, hang on. Sorry, I'm getting your weapon. What was the roll?
18.
18 just hits.
Alrighty.
Where is your hammer? There it is. Bloop. And
14 more points of damage.
all right. So there you go. Okay. I believe that your flight does not allow you to hover, so you're not going to be able to just stay in the air.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, but when you drop out of range, he's going to make an. Well, he just used his reaction, so never mind. But, or if he still had his reaction, he would be able to use an opportunity attack. But he doesn't, so it's moot. But he is at the end of your turn, though, going to use his villain action of disruption beams, and he's going to fire a beam at Zinhorn and at Zaleen and at Vertigo. So wisdom saving throws from the three of you, please.
And this is magic.
Yes.
20.
Yeah. So 20 and then 18. Boo. Oh, look, Zaleen failed. Okay, so
Natural 1.
yeah, so okay, so I'm going to put a dot on you, and we'll remember what happens when it happens. You feel kind of weird, like there's some psychic thing happening, but you're not sure yet what it is. Okay. Vertigo. You're muted. Everyone keeps muting themselves and then forgetting. You don't necessarily have to put. It's
We don't want to mutter on screen. How high up is he? Does it make a difference in terms of range?
He's 20 feet, but and it could matter, but in the same way that diagonals on this square grid still only count as 5 feet, that works vertically as well.
Okay, so he's 30 feet from me right now. Is that
Yeah.
a 30-foot range?
Yeah.
Okay. I will.
Pythagoras doesn't exist in the Forgotten Realms. Or they come in.
He's yeah, it's a whole other world, different math. Vertigo is going to shut the eyes and cast blindness on him. Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Constitution saving throw. Okay. Let's roll that. 18.
That meets beats.
Okay, yeah.
However,
Just barely.
Yeah, just barely.
Yeah.
But that's good to know. And then, Now, are we standing right at the doors right now?
I mean, you guys, you kind of didn't move your tokens, so I'm assuming that you are. So you tell me.
Okay. Then Nedry will step behind the door.
All right. Well, the
Using it as
doors
a
did
shield.
open in, but yeah,
Oh.
you can I guess pull it closed.
There was no handle on it, but if it's open,
I
you
think
can
that
kinda
when
cut-
you pushed them open, they opened all the way to like fold against the other,
Okay.
like against the wall. But
All right,
like,
then. What is my range? My range is small.
there's other stuff in here though that you could hide behind a pile of something if you wanted.
Can't really hide, but he
I
can
mean,
move.
he's up off the ground though, so right, like you.
Yeah, it's more of trying to find a spot. I think just retreating a little bit more into the
Okay.
hallway is probably where he's going to
Yeah.
go. And I think that's it. I don't know
Okay.
if I have a bonus action to do, so
All right. Lynn.
trying to decide which route to go here. Because he's obviously very intelligent, but is he wise? I am gonna try. Well, first of all, so how tall are these piles? Like, but he's 20 feet in the air, so that doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
like I mean, the piles, I are not like they're big for a pile of gold, but they're not like 6 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
and he's up in the
Um,
air anyway, so you're not going to be able to get
so-
total cover behind any of those.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I'm trying to figure out the best way to like split us up. I'm gonna go over here. I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. And I'm gonna cast polymorph.
Okay. What? And that's wisdom save, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have any special resistance against that, so let's.
Oh, so that's a low roll. But I think he will once again burn one of his eyes to resist anyway. So let's see which eye he loses. His charm beam is no longer available to him.
Wearing them down one by one.
Yep.
The eyes have it.
And then where did it go? Okay, so I have a question
Mm-hmm.
about prismatic spray.
Okay.
Something I was wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Because it shoots 8 rays in a 60-foot cone.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to position myself that only he would get hit, would he just take one of those rays?
Correct. Basically, I think everything that is affected rolls against one of the rays.
Okay. Just because he's really big, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for each target, you roll a d8 to determine what color hits it.
Okay, and then let's see, where's everybody at for hit points? Are we all still kind of okay?
Yeah, I'm the only one that really got hurt, I think.
Well,
Jenny, how about you?
A couple of you got blown up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
the blue nimbus around Vertigo is gone, but he looks
Taken
relatively
any
okay.
damage yet?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll throw a second level healing word at Nedry is probably squishier.
Nedry doesn't look that bad. He wasn't nearly as badly affected by the 41 point hit as you might expect.
Okay, then Zinhorn, you'll get it. 10 points.
All right. Thank you.
10 points to Gryffindor.
All right. So, here's just a brief question. We are at 10 o'clock, and we're at the top of the initiative. Would you guys like to keep going to try to finish the fight, or would you like to cliffhanger for this week and continue next time?
I mean, I'm good. So whatever the group decides, either way.
I can go for a little while longer. It's 11 for me, but I don't expect this is
Works
going
for
to
me.
end soon.
Yeah, I can go for a little bit longer.
I'm
Okay.
off this week.
All right. Well,
I'm
in that
One more-
case, then,
one more day.
Zaylene, it is your turn.
So, I'm going to cast Blight at level 5.
Okay. So,
Is that a touch spell?
Nope, it's 30-foot range.
right.
Nice.
And,
It has to make a Constitution saving throw.
right, and I'll do that in just a second. But so I will do that. The spell does go off, but also,
Oh,
Also, you take 15 psychic damage as you feel that the effects of that beam have made it hard to do complicated things, and so it's giving you a powerful headache. So he'll make the
Okay.
save for the blight, but he got a natural 20 on that roll, so
Okay.
saves on that one. But you feel that that effect is still on you, but at the end of your turn, you can try to save it.
Okay. He still takes half damage.
Yep.
So
30.
15.
Yeah, okay. So 15. You make a white flaky patch on one of his weird sort of tentacly cheeks, and he just says,
How dare you?
Did my Hexblade's curse also get
Yeah.
deactivated?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to double check.
Sure. All right, do you want to make
Um,
another wisdom save to try to see if you still have the disruption beam effect on you?
Yes, please. Natural 20.
Okay. That will shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. All right. That does make it
His turn now, though.
so he is going to
Once again, use his eye psionics. And I think this time he is going to send a beam of black rippling energy at you, Zaline, because you seem like you're into that sort of thing.
Constitution saving throw. That's not gonna save. That is going to be 61 necrotic damage for you.
Can I cast Hellish Rebuke?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it at
All right.
4th level.
You're also going to have a new little dot on you. It's a different thing than before, but I'm using orange again. Okay.
Okay.
So he gets to make a dexterity save. That's going to be only an 11, so that's not going to work. So 27 fire damage, huh? Ooh. I think he'll just take that one. Yeah, so
Ouch! That's actually pretty good. I didn't like it, but I have to, credit where credit is due. That's a good result. I mean, not as good as mine, but you managed to, you know what you did. All right. Who else?
I mean, it does have a spear sticking out of it.
yeah,
Is it just going to leave it there?
I mean, it's busy.
Alright.
Doesn't have hands.
It could wrap an eye stalk around it if it felt like it wanted to use an action to do that.
Okay.
True enough.
Just-
I think its next psionic is going to shoot a bolt of lightning at Zinhorn and through him at Lynn as well. So that's going to be dexterity saving throw for both of you, please.
I'm lightning resistant.
Oh, lucky you.
Also, if I'm behind the piles of treasure, like how does that work?
But he's 20 feet in the air. I told you the piles are not that tall.
Yeah, I'm just trying to picture the angle, but okay.
Pythagoras doesn't live here.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, so lucky Zinhorn is resistant because he failed that save.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get a dex save for you then?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. So you are only going to take 16 lightning damage, and Zinhorn will also take 16, but for a different reason. He takes 16 because he's resistant to lightning. Otherwise, it would have been
A
32.
completely different 16, not related to the first 16.
It's literally the other 16. It's the 16
Yeah.
that Lynn didn't take.
It's a sharing group,
Yeah.
really.
So,
And that was just the second of his 3 eye psionics for this turn. And I think he will send to you, Vertigo, a beam that requires an intelligence saving throw.
Is it magic?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
25.
All right, yeah, so that succeeds. So you are not affected by his memory beam.
Oh, that would suck.
Mm-hmm. It's a neat beam, actually. I want someone to be affected by it, but not this round. Okay, so that is the end of his turn.
All right.
So it is your turn, Zinhorn.
Zaleen, how you doing on hit points?
I'm like at 41.
Okay. Um, so I am going to move over here. And I am going to slam my holy symbol against the ground and call out, Rushama, heal my allies. Oh crap, where? I can't find the number.
Oh.
Yeah, divine.
That's
70
heal.
hit
It's
points.
70. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you get 40 hit points back, and I'm going to get 30 hit points back.
All right.
And he did not pull out the spear, so he takes another 2d6 of cold damage.
Okay.
And that will do 6 points.
All right.
And then my spiritual weapon.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
26 to
good,
hit.
some good rolls. Yeah, that'll hit. Another 14 force damage.
Yep.
All right.
And then that was 10 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to go there.
Okay. Well, wait till you get a load of this. And he's going to use his second villain action and disappear. So he has vanished from sight. And you don't know where he is.
Do I know where he is?
Well,
True sight. Or does that have to be on my turn?
I think we've established you sort of have to do it actively, so you can
Okay.
on your turn use it, but you don't just by default. And what was the range of it? Did we set a range for it, right?
30 feet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're not sure where he went. And so that was Zinhorn's turn. Now it is your turn, Vertigo.
I think Vertigo is going to creep into the room carefully. I should say not creepily. Realizing that a straight line is ending 2 points. But kind of move there. And for one of the very few castings of this, cast Protection from Good and Evil on himself.
All right.
Then tap on the book to give himself 7 temporary hit points,
All right.
which partially recharges the shield as well. And I think that's it.
Okay. Lynn, it is your turn. You may
All right.
activate your true sight, but at least right now he is not within 30 feet of you.
Okay. So I'm going to try something, a spell that I haven't used before,
Okay.
but it doesn't matter if I can see him or not because I know his name.
Hmm.
So I'm going to cast Ralathim's Psychic Lance.
Ah, yes. He did
And
make a point
yeah.
of telling you his name, didn't he? Yeah.
Several times.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh,
yeah,
the
I'm going to cast that.
hubris!
And it is, my only hesitation was that it's an intelligence saving throw. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
Well,
He'll still
let's-
take half damage though.
Yeah. It's a good spell. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, he does get a 28 on that save. So.
Okay, let me just make sure. Okay. Got to make sure I'm at the right level. So, alrighty. So, half
Okay.
of 26
So,
is 13.
13 psychic damage.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that interrupts, like if he's concentrating on being.
No, I mean,
Like, I don't know
he
how
doesn't
this
really have
works.
to concentrate for his beams.
So, but this is a shimmering lance of psychic power.
Mm-hmm.
So that implies that it's visible, which means we could see the trajectory of it.
I will let I feel like it gives you maybe a general direction only, not enough to like zero in, but generally speaking, it seems to fly northeast. But you don't like see it hit. You don't now know exactly where he is, but you know generally speaking it's in that direction. All right. Zeline. Oh, did you have something else?
Yes.
Okay.
Lost it. Okay,
Okay.
there it is. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, this is a bonus action. So I'm going to try Fizzbon's Platinum Shield as a bonus action.
You can't do that on 2 spells on 1 turn.
Well, it does say it's a bonus action, so
Well,
okay.
but you still can't do
Yeah,
2
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
You can do 2 spells only if one is a cantrip.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even do Healing Word. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Then yes.
All right. So Zaline, that makes it your turn.
Are there any like the old adventurers, their skeletons in here anywhere?
You, I think, in hindsight, think that's probably what the bone pit's all about.
Okay. I just want to make sure there wasn't like 1 or 2 or anything just laying here.
I
For
think
his-
in hindsight, there's the brief question of like, would there be any treasures in the bone pit? And now you see this room and the bone pit, and you say, this guy sorts. He sorts the
He
treasures
sorts
from the
his-
bones. He knows which ones he wants in the which room.
Okay. I'm going to take a page from his book and cast invisibility on myself.
Ooh, all right, cool. All right, so you do that, and oh, sorry, this should have been at the start of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take an additional 11 necrotic damage.
Is that something I can save against or
Well, as it happens, you didn't know this, but it ends when Zonanax dies or can't see the target. So when you turn invisible, that makes it end.
no? Excellent.
Lucky. So there's a lucky side effect of the otherwise already useful spell of invisibility. But because that happens at the start of your turn, you do take that first set of damage. All right.
I think I'm gonna move too,
Okay. Yeah.
so I'm gonna do that while whoever can go next.
So I'll put the little wavy lines on you to indicate invisible. Okay, so that does make it his turn. Interesting. Okay, so he is invisible until the end of his next turn. So he's, still invisible at the start, but most of his eyes are saving throws anyway, so there's not advantage in that regard. Yeah, okay. So I think Vertigo, Constitution saving throw, please.
Yep. Let me see here. Okay, so it's just a save. That is a 7.
Ooh. So this time you're getting the black rippling energy for 46 necrotic damage.
Okay, well, I can absorb a little bit of that, but
Yeah.
not a lot.
And the lingering effect that we now know a little bit more about. Zinhorn, you need to make an intelligence saving throw.
An intelligence saving
Mhm.
throw. Alrighty.
That is going to be a failure, unfortunately. This is the memory beam. What is your current highest unused spell slot?
I think it's 6. Yes, level 6.
It is that one's level 6 spell slot is now expended with no effect.
Okay.
He made you forget that you had that spell slot, or forget what you had been holding for that effect.
Alrighty.
Yeah, and then let's see, and then I think he does. I think you're getting a lightning bolt, Lynn. Another one. So dexterity save.
Ooh. 26.
That's pretty good. So that's gonna save. You'll only take 14 lightning damage. And here's the dilemma. Because he's going to use his bonus action to do his magic canceling eye again, which, if Zaleen were in the cone, would affect her, right? So here's where I have to try to not metagame, right? Because I know where you moved, but would he, right? He's got a pretty good shot because it's a wide beam, but I think I'm going to... How about this? You make a stealth roll with advantage against his passive perception. And if you beat it, then he does not include you where you moved in his magic canceling. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Pass Without a Trace, that got canceled too, right?
Yeah, that would have been canceled from the
Okay.
first time. Yeah. Okay. Wow, look at that. An 18 is enough. Good thing you had advantage because that 6 would not have been enough.
No.
Yeah. So what that means is that so Lynn, you had, what was that green dot that you had on you for, what was that?
That is poison.
Oh,
I'm
right.
poisoned.
Yeah. Okay. So that's not a spell. Nedry, do you have any spells? You had protection against good and evil you put on yourself?
Yep. As
Okay.
well as whatever he had done for Whammy. But I don't
Well,
think that's a
so
spell.
like it doesn't cancel his eye effects. It only
Okay.
cancels spells. So I think it's just that would end. But then, of course, at the end of his turn, he is revealed. He is no longer invisible. So that's the end of his turn.
Is he still 20 feet up in the air?
Yeah.
Does he still have the spear sticking out of him?
I mean, he has to use an action to pull it out, right?
That's correct.
He figures he has more productive things he can do with his action.
All right. Okay. Uh, oops, that's not you. So, moving the the spiritual weapon can move how far? It's only like 20 feet, right?
I mean, the spiritual weapon, yeah, it's 20 feet.
Okay. So that's not going to tag him this round. Or, okay. Okay. I am going to fly up to him.
Okay.
I'm going to fly to there. And boom. Lightning breath.
Okay.
Oh, how do I get rid of that?
Dex save?
Yeah, Dex save, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fail. That's a 5.
19 points of damage.
Ooh, pretty good.
And this drill spear will do another 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And
He's definitely bloodied at this point, and there's a little bit of like,
Ah, you guys, you know, I've only begun to fight. You'd better surrender.
all right, so end of your turn.
that
Silhar?
is the end of my turn.
All right. Vertigo.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Well, thankfully, Pythagoras is in this universe. So I think I can move. Wait, or something.
Mm-hmm.
Too many things on the screen. Can't see my own. There we go. Does that put me within 30? It does. Okay.
Mhm.
So from there, let's once again over the image he sees in front of him, he'll draw on the air with his pen and try once more to cast blindness.
Okay.
Deafness would not be all that effective.
Blindness. Right. That's Constitution save again, right?
That is a Constitution save. Target 18.
Ooh. So that would only be a 13.
But he is willing to sacrifice one more eye in order to not be blinded. You know, he has spare eyes after all, but he can't allow them to all be blinded. Oddly enough, he is not immune to blindness.
But I suppose it doesn't make sense that he would be immune. He just has lots. Anyway. So which eye does he lose? He loses.
So in effect, it's kind of a blindness that's happening when losing
toxic
an eye.
vapors. He can grow them back though over time.
Yeah.
So he no longer has toxic vapors, charm beam, or telekinetic field.
Okay. I think that's it.
But yeah, as that one pops, he just goes,
Oh, that's smart.
Oh. Did we ever? I don't even know if I have any. I do have a whole crap load of them. Did we ever determine if potions of healing are bonus actions or actions, or we haven't used them in so long?
Yeah, I know you hardly ever use them. I think I'll allow them a bonus action. That's fine.
Then I will take a what have I got? Potion of healing. Yay! 7 hit points. Because ow.
All right. Okay.
Lynn, you're up.
Okay. So I'm going to take a page out of one of the Heroes of Legends books
Oh.
because that's what I do. And I am going to cast Bigby's Hand at 7th level.
Whoa. I think I have a
Wait.
token for that. Let me.
Whoa. I don't know what it just did.
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
I don't know. It like I think it just rolled damage. But what I wanted to do,
It made an attack.
yeah, I didn't want it to do that yet.
Which version of the hand?
I was going to use Grasping Hand. Well, I was going to ask the size of this creature.
He is large.
Is it huge? He's large. Okay. Perfect.
Look at that
So-
hand. Look at that hand I got for you.
Sweet. Yes,
I've
I'm
given you
gonna use
control over the token.
Grasping Hand.
Mm-hmm. You can
And-
control the token. Go ahead and put it where you want.
Boom.
All right.
And then let's see. Then let's see.
Does he get a save against the grapple?
While the hand is grappling the target, hold on. The hand's strength score to resolve the grapple, which is
Let's see.
26 plus 8. So I guess
Okay. Well, it
versus?
attempts to grapple, so it still has to make the grapple check. So it with its strength,
22.
looks like it's a +8.
Right.
So, oh yeah, so you made the roll. Okay, so it's a 22. So our
Zonanax has to try to beat that with dexterity. And I'm not sure he's going to manage. He would have to roll extremely high. And he rolls a natural 1 instead. He is grappled.
And then he takes that damage. Wait.
okay.
You do so, the target takes bludgeoning damage equal to 2d6
Yeah.
plus.
So
3.
you have to use your bonus action as well, but you can have it, squeeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So what is
crushing
that
your head.
damage?
I'm crushing your head.
Okay, so what is
The only
'cause
people
it
who
rolled-
laughed were muted, so that, to all the listeners at home, it makes it sound like that was just dead. Anyway.
Well, I'm trying to figure out because it rolled 8d8 force damage, and I'm trying to figure out where it
Oh,
got
8d8.
that from.
Yeah, I mean that's not right. It
Yeah.
looks like it rolled.
Because like it says effect 8d8, and I don't know
well,
why.
hang on. Let's see.
That's for like if you do crushing, then it's force. But if you do a punch, then it's bludgeoning.
Well, but no, because the grasping hand damage is 2d6 plus spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah.
There's
Plus, I
nothing
cast
that
it at 7th
Oh, but you
level.
did it at 7th level, at higher level. So
Right.
let's see. Damage for grasping hand increases by 2d6 for each slot level above.
It is 8d6.
So that's
Okay.
Or 7? Yeah, 8d6.
yeah.
Sorry,
Wow, okay.
66. What, you did it at 7th level?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so it'd be
so-
4d6 more, so 66 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Wait. Okay. So.
I don't know where it's getting the 8d8.
Yeah,
That's weird.
8d8 is not right. I'm not sure where that's coming from. So that is
Oh.
clenched. If clenched fist would be
Yeah,
Would
it
be,
would be 8d8 because
8d8.
it starts at 48.
So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
it's-
the so the bludgeoning damage, that 27 is 66 plus 4. So I think that is
Okay.
what it is. So
Oh,
it's the
right. I see
27.
what it did. It added both of those
Yeah.
together.
So
okay.
so 27 I think is the correct damage.
And it's grappled.
Yes, and it's grappled. So 27 bludgeoning damage.
That hand is just like perfect.
Yeah. It's
He's
very
got a
cool.
hat.
Yeah.
Ow!
Painful hat.
Stop crushing my head!
All right. So that is that is your turn, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So Zaleen, that means it's your turn.
Is he on the ground now, or are
No,
they
he's
still in
still-
the
he's
air?
still in the air.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he ain't going anywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I can't reach him. All my good spells are like I gotta poke you. It's Mark. Are you still like really low?
The term is bloodied at this point, but that's all right.
Okay. It probably won't do much because I'm not as good as Zinhorn, but I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds
Hmm.
on all 4 of us. And everybody gets
17.
I have a thing I'm looking for it too that goes with my being a grave person. I'm just checking to make sure. I think you have to be at 0 hit points for it
Mm.
to do full dice.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Is if someone goes down,
Yeah.
you get you don't have to roll the dice.
Okay, so everybody gets 17.
That's not bad
Mhm.
for an everybody spell. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's the end of your turn?
Yeah, and I'm also no longer invisible.
Okay.
So
All right. Whoops. All right. Wrong tool. Okie dokie. So I think that he is starting to look a little spooked here. He is going to try to first make Lynn make a Constitution saving throw. That is a 17, which just saves.
Oh my god.
Lucky
I
you.
never get those constitution
Uh-huh.
saving throws.
And I believe it's not halved. Yeah. Oh, Vertigo, you should have taken 4 necrotic damage additionally at the start of your last turn.
Okay.
But okay, so this is not even one where it's halved if you save. So, yeah. But now I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
That's gonna fail, unfortunately. And that's gonna be 36 lightning damage. And a concentration check, please.
Aw.
He's trying to make you drop that
I
hand. He
know.
does not like it. Okay, so 36 would have been, so it would be 18 was what you needed.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, the hand disappears. That was a very good spell. It made him really have to focus on you. But yes, so he says,
Well thought out, but alas, I am still able to move around, as you can see.
and he's going
can
to
you bardic inspiration yourself?
5.
No, I can't inspire myself, just other people.
It's so gross because
Let's
I
see.
have like guidance, and I feel like guidance should be one of those things that you could do as a reaction, but you can't. It's an action, so it sucks.
Let's see. And I think he's gonna move up to like here. And then he has one more eye beam, and that's gonna be explosion beam at Zinhorn. Dexterity save, please.
Okie dokie.
Wow. Okay, so natural 1.
Yeah.
So that means you're gonna take 38 fire damage.
I am
Kaboom.
resistant to fire.
Wow. I guess then you're gonna take 19 fire damage.
Alrighty.
Resistant to lightning and to fire? That's not fair.
Life's not fair.
You're the one that wanted to fight, man.
Yeah, we offered you a way out.
No, I still wanted to fight. I'm just saying you're cheating is all. That means
not
that if you
cheating.
win, it's not a moral victory because you know you failed yourself.
Anyway,
You can't blame your own ignorance.
Watch me!
um, okay, so that is oh, you know what? He should have been doing that other thing too. Anyway, no, that's all right. So that is the end of his turn? Yes. Yes. So Zinhorn, it is
Alright.
now your turn.
1, 2, 3. And the spiritual weapon says me. We'll start off with the bonus action. $19.
Okay, 19 will hit.
That'll be 10 points of damage.
All right.
And he gets the damage from the spear.
Mhm.
That's another 7 points.
Okay.
And then I am going to cast Guiding Bolt
Mhm.
at 5th level. And I got a 26.
That's going to hit, yeah.
26 points of damage.
All right. Whew. Okay. He is looking pretty ragged. But he is going to use his reaction and shout cower again, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Zinhorn. You are pretty good at those, though.
Yeah. 21.
That will succeed, so no effect on you. However, is it the end of your turn now?
That is the end of my turn.
He says,
Now witness the full power of this fully armed and operational Overmind! Mega Beam!
and he uses all of his eyes at once. And he makes a 120-foot long, 20 feet wide beam. This is his last villain action, which I believe is just going to handily get 3 of you. Yeah. Where's my... There we go. Yeah. And so what that is, it's all of his eyes at once, but that means is that each of the 3 of you are going to have to save against 2 random effects from his available eye beams. And so I'm going to roll to see which ones for each of you. Okay. So for Zinhorn, it's going to be a compulsion beam, and the charm beam would not be available, so I re-roll. The toxic vapor is not available, so I re-roll. And the lightning bolt. So let's go ahead and do that first. So dexterity save for the lightning bolt.
7.
All right. So it would be 32, but instead it's going to be 16 for you because of your resistance. But then I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
I got an 11.
Okay. So that's a failure. So that means that you must use your reaction. Let's see. Which one is closer? So technically, Zaleen is 5 feet closer than Vertigo. So you are going to use your reaction to run up to her and attempt to hit her with a weapon attack.
I don't have a reaction.
You don't have your reaction? Why don't you? Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I will take my mace out. Going to Zaleen, you say?
Mm-hmm.
And attempt to hit her with my mace. Sorry, Zaleen.
He has big spirals in his eyes, cartoon-like, you know.
Ha ha ha! 11.
All right.
Totally doesn't hit.
All right, but let's see if other things hit you, Zaleen. You're dodging against another necrosis beam and explosion. And then actually, what that also means is that the Zinhorn is now in the. You know what? These beams would have all happened at once. So I think it's not fair that Zinhorn would now be in range for the explosion when he wouldn't have been before, because the beams are supposed to all be happening at once. So I won't make you also.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But Zaleen, you do need to make a Constitution saving throw and a Dexterity saving throw.
No.
Okay.
And no.
Okay. So that's going to be 63 necrotic damage with a little add-on effect, and then 33 fire damage.
I'm unconscious.
Oh no.
There's a cleric standing next to you.
Okay.
That's trying to kill me.
So here's something I want to just speak to you about briefly, because I rolled the necrosis beam first, right? But in principle, they're both happening at once. Part of the necrosis beam's rules is that if this damage reduces your hit points to 0, you die. I want to ask how you all feel about that. I'm not going to be like a hard ass about it, but I think per some interpretations of the rules, we might say that would take effect, because both of those damages are happening at the same time.
I think imminently, probably Lynn's first reaction would be to grab that diamond, release Rupino, and bring her back. But
so I guess what I'm
that's
saying
fine.
is, if you feel like that sounded unfair, I would want to talk about it.
No.
Okay,
Oh no, it's not unfair.
Definitely
It's
not.
extraordinarily
All right.
deadly, and she won't be
Yeah.
the last to fall here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks when
gonna-
you die, but
You're gonna have to choose, Lynn.
Yeah.
is the bard going to be the last one standing? Because that's not okay.
Yeah. So that is what. So unfortunately, Zaleen is blown up and then shriveled with the necrosis beam, and she lays there afterwards, unmoving, unbreathing, and we also still have to roll for an injury. That's going to be a lightning bolt, and toxic vapors have to reroll, and a compulsion beam. So intelligence saving throw.
And these are magic.
Yes.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah. That's so you'll be unaffected by that one. And then the lightning bolt was the other. So dexterity save for that.
It's not nearly as good. Yep, that's terrible.
Okay. That's going to be 37 lightning damage.
Okay. Barely standing.
Okay. All right, so that is his Mega Beam villain action, which he did, and so I believe that had happened after Zinhorn's turn, so it is
Yes.
now your turn, Vertigo. You saw. I would imagine it also looks a bit to you like, a bunch of stuff happened, but then Zinhorn ran over and swung his mace at Zaleen, and now she's dead. I don't think you think that Zinhorn did it, but yeah, a lot of chaotic stuff happened just now. You were distracted with your own stuff too.
Yep, no, it's bad. He's been hit by cold damage before, and he didn't shrug it off.
No, I mean, he has not,
Okay.
to your knowledge, shown resistance or immunity to any specific kind of damage.
And there's still a glowing guiding bolt there, right?
Yes.
So I think Vertigo's head kind of tilts a little bit. We tried to be nice. We tried to be civil. You think you like and know cold
and around him, let me see, how many is that? That is starting at 2nd level, so this is a 7th level spell. So that is 8 large shards of ice appear around him as he casts freezing spears at 7th level.
Nice.
And let's really gotta hit, because it would be very embarrassing otherwise.
So I think the
On-
first one gets
Oh.
it. The first one gets advantage, right? So it's
So the first
Um,
one misses.
yeah, the first one misses.
All right. What did I say it was? There's 8 of them in total. Second
So
one.
so what is the base? It's 2nd level to start, or
Second
no?
level spell. Yep.
Yeah. So
So there's 3 to start, and then 5
7.
more.
Yeah. So 8 total. Yeah.
Yeah.
16 misses.
God, I hope something here works.
Huh?
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
Nope.
Whoa.
Nope. Not a single one. I think that's all of them.
Whoa. No, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you have 2 more.
Well,
There
that
you
one-
go. Okay.
And I think that
Wow.
hits.
Well,
Okay.
and don't you get a plus to hit because of the?
The
So
first one was
he-
with advantage.
Yeah, and it unfortunately it still missed. It was a
Oh.
really low roll.
Did it take that freezing spear that the
It did.
drill?
It did on its
it
turn.
did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So its speed is reduced by 5 feet. Not that
Yeah.
really makes a lot of.
and so you see that the one spear that hits that. So I want to just offer some sympathy that you just rolled statistically very unlikely low
Yeah, I took a shot.
rolls. No, I mean I just mean like statistically those were some pretty low rolls. I think all of them but one were sub 10. Right?
Oh
Anyway,
yeah. It's a +7 to hit. So
yeah.
yeah.
But in any case, only one hits, and he is. I think it tears a big gash like right by his eye, and the big central eye is looking extremely like wild and bloodshot now. He's not down, but he is looking extremely rough.
And I think with that, Nedry will stalk forward a little bit. I meant to actually be here, but it doesn't make it here. That's what I meant to do. Not that it makes a huge difference.
Okay. So that would make it Lynn's turn.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
If I use bonus action first, unsettling words, right?
Okay.
And I roll the 1d10 that it has to subtract from the next saving throw it makes.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to do unsettling words first and then an attack, would that count, or do I have to do them in the reverse order?
So I think rules as written, bonus action is actually supposed to be after main action, but I don't care. I think that's dumb. So yes, that's fine.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop up here, kind of right by Nedry,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to look at this many-eyed monster and just like every insult to his intelligence that I can think of will just like come spewing out of me. It's like, look at you. You're so dumb. You couldn't even beat us. You're all bloodied. You're about to die. You hurt my friends. And I am so angry with you right now. So that, well, of course.
Okay, so the one just means
Yeah.
he has to subtract 1 from whatever save he makes, right?
Right.
Okay.
And I am going to cast, scroll down here, at 5th level, I am going to cast, oh, that's tough. Okay. What do we think it's better at? Constitution or dexterity?
It sucks at Dex.
Okay. Then I am going to cast Lightning Bolt,
Okay.
and it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's an 11. Well, I guess 10
Oh,
actually with the
suck it.
unsettling words. Yeah.
33. if there's
Describe
anything else.
how you end this creature.
So, this crackling bolt of energy just explodes from Lynn. Like, it's probably bigger than you've ever seen, like, one of her spells with a, visual component do. And it just beelines for this guy right down that center eyeball. And you can just see the energy, like, spreading out, like, forming these cracks until it just explodes. And it just looks shocked. See what I did there?
Yeah. All right. So, I would like to suggest that what we, as this triumphant strike, you standing there with Vertigo at your side, the two of you finish this thing
Seething.
off, and then you glance over, thrilled with your victory, and see Zinhorn standing over Zaleen, who is not moving. And you're all surrounded by these piles of treasure, but I think that is perhaps a good place to leave it for tonight.
Maybe we shouldn't have pushed on.
Yep.
Well,
All
dead
right.
now.
Yeah. Well, so we will leave it there for now, and we will return to find out what happens. So we'll find out when we return next time for more adventure on so many levels.
So
many
So many
levels.
hit points and spells and eyes and stuff.
Dying and body